Welcome back, everyone, to ALR. We are here for, well, we're here for the United States Grand Prix. This is Cobalt, and it is the fourth day of a lovely barbecue. I'm sure that you've all had a bit of brisket and a bit of all other kinds of lovely big old meat and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, yes, we are here tonight then for the fourth time then here in Austin, Texas. Then round 8 then of ALR. Of course, we got 4 more rounds to go, including tonight. We are off to Mexico next week, then to Brazil before our season showdown in Abu Dhabi, of course. And let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors standards before we get into this one. Well, the track layout then is 5.5 kilometers actually, and it's 3.4 miles long. And of course, this is Cobalt's first ever time then, of course, racing around the United States. Then, in terms of the driver's championship, it looks like this. You Mad Bro is currently leading by 34 points. And technically, with Irvine unfortunately unable to race tonight, it is actually 46 points. And so it's a major gap then for. It's a major gap then already for you, Mad Bro. It's because of his consistency. Has been absolute second to none. He's been magnificent, hasn't he, you Mad Bro? Very much a cream in the crop of Cobalt. Joseph is in third position, and as we mentioned, 12 points away from his teammate, but he is 46 points away from it, you Mad Bro. Starburst is 24 points away from the promotion place at the moment then, so he does have a lot to make up. Hammer Tom in 5th position, 14 points away. 6th position is ZGS and 2 points away from Hammer Time. Brooks in 7th position. He only scored his second points finish of his career last time out. Iron Knight has dropped down 2 positions. Duncan, or he said his name last week. Oh, goodness me. Was it, Duncan Hauko in it, I think. Oh, I've completely messed that up. Well, he's in 9th position. 10th position is Righty as well then. Styles moving up 3 positions as well. Good stuff there for Styles, and I think that is the only big movers in the drivers. In the constructor standings, we have one big mover and 2 droppers. Racing Point are leading the constructor championship. They've been magnificent this season, haven't they? As a team, they have been no one has been above them. They've been second to none. Alfa Romeo is second, around 16 points away from the Racing Point team. Williams are in 3rd position. There is a mammoth gap to the first 2, and then Williams and the rest. 69 points between the Williams and the Racing Point team. 53 points between the Alfa Romeo and the Williams team. Goodness gracious me. We got 4th position, the Alfa Tauri. They have moved up 2 positions, whilst the Red Bull and the Renault team have dropped down at 1 position apiece. And McLaren are 4 points away from those 2 that have dropped down. Ferrari are 33 points away from the McLaren team. Well, there's some big gaps in Cobalt, isn't there? Goodness gracious me. Mercedes are 6 points away from the Ferrari. Haas have scored their first points last time out. They are now in 10th in the constructors. In the joint constructors, it looks like this at the moment, and Renault are leading by 334 points. They cannot win the constructors, joint constructors just yet. They might be able to in Mexico in a week's time, but a lot of things have to fall in their place then. Racing Point are second, and I've got to say Racing Point have been brilliant in the second half of the season. Magnificent stuff from Racing Point. They were down in 7th or 8th position, I think, when we first started the joint constructors about a couple of races into the season, I think it was. And oh my goodness me, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the weather in a minute, shall we? Yeah, Racing Point up to second, fantastic stuff indeed. There, Alfa Romeo are in 3rd position. They're on 546 points. Williams there are a few points further back, and they're about 20 points behind the Alfa Romeo team. Alfa Tauri have jumped up into 5th position. Mercedes jumped down into 6th. Unfortunately, their poor form has really struggled. Has really hurt them in the last couple of races. Haas have been absolutely flying, haven't they, over the last week or 2? Magnificent stuff indeed. And Haas have moved up to 7th, and Ferrari and McLaren dropping down to 8th and 9th. Red Bull are in 10th position. They are not going to move from 10th position when the joint constructors comes out later tonight, whatever happens here tonight, unfortunately. And I've got to say, the Cobalt drivers just seem to get a lot of rain, don't they? Which I think you Mad Bro, who is possibly one of the best wet weather specialists that we have ever had in ALR. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Magnificent stuff indeed there for you, mad bro. God, my goodness me, the Hungarian Grand Prix is going to live long in the memory for me. And then last time out when we had appalling conditions in the Japanese Grand Prix, he was pretty good as well. He was pretty good there as well, wasn't he? Let's just take a look. Jamie, all right then. Yo, 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 or should I say howdy? Howdy to you, Jamie. I think that was a quote from Emerson from last night, wasn't it? Yeehaw. We've also got Zach saying, hello, hope you're all well. I'm very well, my good man. I hope you're okay. Kat saying good luck, everyone. Jamie saying if they're smart, they won't go out and qualifying once. There was only 15 races racing, and good luck to Vince as well. I hate to say this, but in ALR's 5 seasons, I'm getting ahead of myself. In ALR's 5 seasons, this is the lowest number of races we've ever had. Of course, we had 16 was the lowest in Australia season 3 or something like that. So yeah, pretty not too great, to be honest, is it? But hopefully, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality, because we only had 17 races last week, didn't we, in ALR Cobalt? But magnificent stuff, wasn't it? I really enjoyed last week in Japan. Actually, it was one of my favourite races, to be fair. I absolutely loved it there. We had heavy rain, the intermediate conditions, then the dry tyres. It was a magnificent showing as well from last week's race winner, which was Irvine now, and I think that was his first Grand Prix win of his career as well, and he's done a good job, hasn't he? He unfortunately is going to miss 2 of the last 4 races. Irvine, he told us on the interviews afterwards. So yes, but Irvine has got quite a nice gap at the moment now. So if things go his way, he potentially be able to be still there then come at this time next week then. Serge Russian saying, why only 15? Why only 15? I would have joined then. Anyway, good luck all then. Yeah, unfortunately, we've had a lot of late dropouts by the seams of things then due to work and all other kinds of bits and bobs then. Joseph is just coming into starter stuff as well then. So these are intermediate conditions there. I've got to say, I've seen someone in the Cobalt chat earlier on today say something about the weather, and it always seems to hit Cobalt. I think that it was Silver that seemed to get a lot of the bad weather, but all of a sudden, and that's transpired into Cobalt as of late. I don't mind. I love it. I love the wet stuff and good stuff. As Joseph is just starting his lap now, as he is now dropping down the hill. 14 minutes in this qualifying session. This is more of a glorified practice session, as no one should be eliminated from this. But Styles and many things have retired already from the session now, and as just now, as we're just coming into out of the S as well. So yeah, so it's kind of going to be a practice session really. I wonder if there's going to be rain in the race. I am not privileged to see that information, but I think that this is going to be interesting. And I've got to say, is it getting heavier out there, or is it just me? Maybe it's just me at the moment, but it's got very dark all of a sudden. It does look like there's a break in the clouds right in front of us, right in front of Joseph, and it was the early championships pace setter, wasn't he, earlier on in the season? Unfortunately, it kind of went a bit astray in the Italian Grand Prix, didn't it? But let's see how he can do that, and he can get himself back. Otherwise, in the top 3 at the moment, isn't he? Goku Kakarot is as I just said, it is dry. Good stuff indeed then. So it will be dry for the race then. So this is more of really a drive just having a bit of fun then, really, isn't it? Out we're getting a bit as long as they don't put it into the Armco, they should be all fine and dandy, shouldn't they? As Joseph Vedder is just coming into the final part of the lap as well, and Goku Kakarot is saying then in the beginning, but it'll be cloudy at the end of the race. Said, at the end of qualifying. Oh goodness me! As Joseph getting a bit tail happy there on the old rear at that racing point now before he comes into the final turn as well. Turn 20, it's a 20 turn course this is, and just comes across the line, he is fastest on a 46 then. Red Bull is next there on the list then, and I think it is Hammer Time. He's a quick customer in the wet as well. I think that we are absolutely privileged, don't we, to have 2 very quick wet weather drivers in Cobalt in the form of Hammer Time and you, Mad Bro. A very good stuff indeed there. Hammer Time was very unlucky not to get points last time out. He was a quick cookie, wasn't he, last time? Unfortunately, I think he came a cropper, didn't he? And we have lost Joseph in a big way. Joseph has gone off in a big way. He's in the Armco barrier, and Joseph is out of qualifying already. Oh my goodness me. There he is, sir. He's off into the Armco. He's gone off in the Tech Pro barriers. And that is it then for Joseph. He is out of qualifying already in this session, and he is not going to be. Oh goodness me, that is a major problem. Casal has gone into third fastest. Joseph out of qualifying, and he's going to have a very long, lonely walk back to the pits, isn't he? As that is it for his qualifying session. There's no spare cars in Formula 1, as I have mentioned quite a number of times, haven't I? Of course, they got rid of the spare cars in between it. Well, I think that they still had spare cars like in 2003, 4, and 5, but I think that they was only allowed to use them in certain times of the weekend now. Like, because it used to be in qualifying. Remember, Irvine crashed his car in the Japanese Grand Prix in 1999, didn't he? And he would just ran back in as Kaz just steaming out of the pits in the Ferrari, going back to Irvine. And yes, Irvine crashed his car in the Japanese Grand Prix, didn't he? But he ran back there and got a timing. Now I think he managed, and because of that, because he got into the spare car, he went from 5th to 3rd on the grid, didn't he? If I'm not very much mistaken that day, because he was having a bit of a horror show. Irvine was. Remember, that championship with the decider was between Hakkinen and Eddie Irvine. Brooksy has gone invalidated his son, and Brooksy, the first ever driver to win a ALR Cobalt Grand Prix back in the British Grand Prix, as Brooksy now is going to have another lap, unfortunately, then for him. Starbus has gone full fast at the moment. Oh goodness me, there's a Red Bull gone straight into the back, and I think the two is that was Cosmo who has gone straight into the back of his Starbus there, and he's not damaged the car. That's absolutely unreal there, of how he's not damaged the car. He just went straight to the back there, that Renault car, and he's okay. My goodness me. I don't know how that's happened, but my word there, fair play to Cosmo and the Milton Keynes team. Picasso's invalidated his time. No, he hasn't invalidated his time. I don't know what I'm watching there. He has gone at 5th fast at the moment there. I think that, remember, these are just it's a glorified practice session. Lovely helmet there from Jenner. And by the way, Ayrton's been throwing a lot of the lovely, beautiful Monaco helmets into the F1 news channels today as well. I'd like to hear your favourite helmet from Monaco, or I'd like to hear your favourite helmet of all time as well. Is we got 10 minutes to have a bit of a chin wag, haven't we? As Ginner coming out of the final turn there. Oh, he's got a snap of oversteer, understeer, and oversteer again, but he goes full fastest. Remember, he was on the front row in the Russian Grand Prix, wasn't he? A couple of races ago, Ginner was there, and I think Ginner has really made the AlphaTauri team a much stronger outfit, hasn't he? Cosmo's gone 6th fast there. I can't believe Cosmo's still in this Grand Prix in this qualifying session after that almighty whack that he just put onto the back of Starbus. Then we got Brooksy, who is in the very difficult turn 17 now, as it tightens up, doesn't it? Very much a Bahrain replica, isn't it? That turn now, turn 17 now, as we're just waiting for him there to come through. Lovely stuff indeed. Casal has got his hammer time is out of qualifying. I think he's gone straight into the pit barrier there. And yes, he was coming into the pit lane and into the wall and blows his chance for the Red Bull team. He is out of qualifying as well. Goodness me. Brooksy's gone fastest there by almost a second. Then, my word, drama already in this for qualifying 1 session. We have lost 2 cars, 2 big names as well, of Joseph and Hammer Time. Oh, my word. And I think that they would have been in the conversation there to perhaps have a to be on pole position at the very least, and then get a podium, I think, here tonight. Well, they've made it much more difficult for them, because Joseph is 15th, Hammer Time is 14th then, and my goodness gracious me then. So much saying so many have done that this week. I can't say much because I was one of them. So there we go. It's a Kaz. I think he's just retired from the session now. I think he's in the pits there. Yeah, okay. I blame him. I was in it. Well, Serious Motion said he almost did it. Unfortunately, I did do it. Hassel coming out of the final turn, and Hassel goes into 7th fastest in the Mercedes, and that's a good time now. Really outpacing his very much more experienced teammate Picasso there. So yeah, Hassel on his 2nd Grand Prix start for ALR. Iron Knight goes 2nd fastest then in the Williams then, and yes, you can see. Look at all the names that are not graded, or sorry, not highlighted at the moment. There, we have lost many things. Styles, Kaz, Hammer Time, and Joseph already. Then ZGS there is not really keen on getting out at all at the moment, is he? He's thinking he's very much happy to stay into the pit lane, isn't he? I don't blame him at all. Then it's got to say it's probably a bit miserable sitting in the car then, because believe it or not, Formula 1 cars you will get puddles, won't you, in these cars? Thinking that. I can't remember who was talking about that, but it was I think it was Heikki Kovalainen in the 2007 Japanese Grand Prix in Fuji, and he was because I think he had a camera, didn't he? An onboard camera on that Renault, like underneath, literally in the cockpit, looking back at him underneath the steering wheel, and the amount of water that was actually dripping in through the cockpit was unreal. Yes, yes, of course, when you go fast there, the water probably just you don't get as wet as what you are. But when he was just about to start the race, he was probably sat in a puddle already. My goodness me, it's absolutely incredible, isn't it? As Serge said, I turned back onto the track. Luckily, the stream missed it. Good 70 there. Of course, I always make sure that I watch the Williams drivers back there. As I am a proud clan member of the Williams team. Unfortunately, I'm not really pulling my weight at the moment. Picasso is setting another time there, and he's half a second improvement. And Picasso is there as he is just going round and round there just to get a good feel of this circuit as well. Joseph Tokyo drifted through the SSR, and he unfortunately found the hard barrier, unfortunately, didn't he, Joseph? But luckily, he's done it in qualifying, and luckily, there is only 15 drivers, and so he would not be too much at the back like he would have been if we had a full house here tonight. The final turn is Ginner. Ginner there is putting on some pace as well, and then it's an AlphaTauri 1-3 at the moment. Very impressive stuff indeed. Then for the AlphaTauri drivers, Iron Knight is the meat in the AlphaTauri sandwich. Then as we're at the top of the hill for Ginner, he's invalidated his time then, but I think he'll be coming back in the pits now. Look how much off the track Picasso is there, even in these wet conditions there, where of course the AstroTurf is going to be quite slippery, isn't it? Slipperier than a banana skin. So I think that they do not want to go on that then, or accelerate on that, do they? ZGS has just come out of the pits, and I think he's just behind us. There he is, there's ZGS, who hasn't set the time yet. We're keeping an eye on him. So we're just watching Picasso coming down the back straight. Of course, we had a wet weather qualifying session, didn't we? In the 2015 race here, didn't we? Of course, I was one of the fools that sat there waiting for qualifying to go, but unfortunately, I was actually going to go out and get me old dance shoes on that night. So I was kind of hoping that it would be done by 8 o'clock, but unfortunately it wasn't done by 8 o'clock, and I was actually watching it because I think the footage, I think the actual qualifying show went on to like 9:30, didn't it, before they called it off, and they had qualifying on the race day, didn't they, in 2015, and also that day was the day that Lewis Hamilton clinched his 3rd World Championship. Goodness me, only 3rd, I've got to say, now he's a 7-time World Champion. Time flies, actually, doesn't it, very quickly indeed in this sport. ZGS, and let's go on board with him as well. Coming over the grid hatches as well. Of course, this track was at first open to the Formula One cars back in 2012, and it was Lewis Hamilton who took the first victory there, didn't he? It was there was very much a dirty and a dry side a dirty and a clean side to the first ever United States Grand Prix around here. As Felipe Massa broke the seal in his gearbox on purpose. Not Felipe Massa, it was his mechanics there, but they broke the seal on his gearbox, which gave him a 5-place grid penalty after qualifying. I think he qualified 5th or something like that, didn't he, or 6th? But whatever the case may have been, then he was given 5-place grid penalty, and then Alonso was behind him. He was shuffled up on the grid there, and Alonso went from the dirty side of the track to the clean side. And I think he propelled himself right up into 4th into turn 1 there. So it definitely helped him to a certain degree, I think. Of course, so that was one of the major talking points of the first race in the United States back in 2012. Of course, remember Fernando Alonso was having a good old joust, wasn't he, with Sebastian Vettel at that time of the season there, as it was getting very much squeaky bum time, wasn't it, between the two drivers there, with just a couple of rounds to go. Of course, Vettel and Alonso going for, it was a fight for 3, wasn't it? Says they were both double world champions back then. Now Vettel is a 4-time world champion. Unfortunately, Fernando Alonso is still a 2-time world champion. Believe it or not, he hasn't added to his crowns there since almost back in 2006, which is absolutely criminal, isn't it? It really is indeed there, because Fernando Alonso, I think, is a very good driver, isn't he? Sometimes some of his antics are less than to be desired, but nevertheless, you can't just really discount his the talent of the man, can you really? Here's ZGS, another talented driver indeed. He's gone 7 fast, whisker behind his teammate. Now 3/10 of a second to be precise, and behind his teammates. We're 2 minutes into this 2 minutes after this qualifying session, and ZGS is now into a very nice 7th position as well. At the top of the hill, then, this is quite a signature part of this circle, isn't it? Look at how steep it is as we drop down the hill as well. By the way, any Arsenal fans out there, it is 1-0. against Crystal Palace as well, and I don't know who scored because my phone decided not to tell me that, which was very rude of it, wasn't it, really? Goodness gracious me there. I'm going to be sending a negative feedback, I think, from that. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour, isn't it? Picasso is just coming out of the S as well. On those intermediate tyres, Picasso is there. He's done 7 laps on these intermediate tyres now, so he's just gone round and round here. I think that he's just had a bit of fun there. He's ran a bit too wide there, for the game, so I can track limits on this circuit is quite key, as we've seen last night, and as unfortunately I found out last night. Pepe scored there from Joseph. Good stuff indeed there. Joseph, I need to hire you as my app man, really, because that was much better, because you gave me the information. Unfortunately, my app didn't there, and I was just shaking my fist at my phone like a madman. Picasso down the back straight as well. No DRS. That's where the DRS would normally be opening for these F1 cars, but not tonight. Well, not at the moment anyway, because we've got a bit of dampage there coming from the sky, haven't we? Also, remember that tomorrow is, of course, it's Monaco weekend as well, isn't it, for Formula 1, which means that tomorrow is where the F1 weekends begins, and of course on Thursday, which it feels very weird, doesn't it? As a bit of tradition. I'm sure it's to do with a bank holiday, wasn't it, when they first raced around there for Formula 1 then. They used to have to do on a Thursday because there was a bank holiday Friday. I'm not sure. Maybe I've made that up then, but I heard it somewhere. So there we go. Picasso then out of the final turn as well as he's going for another time run there. So yeah, practice session is on. It's tomorrow now. I can't remember the time set, but I know that it'll be on my phone there whilst I'm on my Skype, on my Teams call then, because of course that is probably a lot more interesting than what I'm going to be talking about. Picasso going up into turn 1 as well. What about Casal then? Casal is a 2.5 down then as we're on board the McLaren driver then. Casal then, I think he made his debut last week, didn't he? I think he did a very nice job indeed there in the Renault team. Unfortunately, the race didn't go too well, did he? As he went off at the S's area quite, I think him and another driver was getting very too close for comfort, weren't they? It's on board with Casal and very similar to a Lewis Hamilton spec helmet there. Loving that. A great stuff indeed then. So for Casal there, has got a lovely purple helmet. Absolutely beautiful stuff indeed there from the Mercedes drivers. In car 21 now, I really respect that as well, as the rain has stopped in this qualifying session. So then I think that this first part of qualifying then we haven't really seen much of competitive action, unfortunately, guys and gals, but don't worry, it's now going to get very competitive because the times are going to start to tumble like a fruit machine with the track drying up then, and it could be last driver across the line. They will be out. This will be through into qualifying 3. Of course, remember qualifying 2, if you are on the dry tyres, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on, of course. So even though with the lack of participants tonight, then the rules remain the same, of course, don't they? That is it. So doesn't matter about the participants or anything like that. Oh, I've got to stretch my leg. There we go. Oh, goodness me. I'm getting old then, my old age now, and oh gosh, I've got to get up and I've got to make sure I stretch my back and everything like that. I just get injured these days just from sleeping funny. Goodness me, you know when you're old. Picasso is coming into the final part of the lap then. Is he going to abandon this time and come to the pits? Nope, he's carrying on. Picasso is, as the I think that Picasso is just trying to dry the track out. The quickest way to dry a track out in Formula 1 is by getting cars out there, because they're great hoovers, these Formula 1 cars are, aren't they? They chuck up anything onto the track, back into the sky, and in terms of the water, that is where it came from, isn't it? So, of course, that's very much exactly what you want to do. And, oh, goodness me. Out of qualifying then, we have lost Joseph and Hammer Tom. They both hit something quite hard, and the cars are now not drivable. Kaz, Styles, and many things haven't set times then. And anything, of course, this is definitely very much interested, isn't it? But I don't think, though, that this may not, don't read too much into these times then. Brooksy is fastest with R Knight second and Jinner in third position. Famous last words for me, because probably it might be how it finishes qualifying then, potentially that. But yeah, that is in the wet. I expect it to be in the dry as well. Mark aka Grillsy, I think it is there, of course, a former ALR driver as well. I think he's had 25 starts with us, didn't he? When he was driving in gold there a couple of seasons ago. Lovely purple helmet. I think he liked my purple helmet comment there from Picasso. Goodness me, I've got to watch what I say, haven't I? Joseph saying Picasso be like it, even we'll put a rocket ship and we'll be 10th then. Was a very good session there for Picasso. Had 30 laps of fuel with me as well. So Picasso really enjoyed that, and I'm glad that Picasso was on track there, as I think we wouldn't have had much in terms of action. Kaz out qualifying then, as he has been a naughty boy and unfortunately is going to have to start. It's got a qualifying ban then, but we'll find out then. We'll find out how good or bad that'll be going as we go down the as we go down the old timing session as well. Sorry, I got distracted then because my app finally told me that Pepe scored. Oh, better late than never. Goodness me. Oh, the track is already dry because we've already got dry tires out there. My word there, you mad bro. Straight onto the soft tire straight away. And he's out there. Same with Jordan Hassel as well. And I apologise, Jordan. Of course, Jordan made his debut last night, but I think he went to the back of me, so he's probably not a big old fan of me, is he really? Unfortunately, because I braked too early into turn 1 there. But I blame Dave, to be honest, because there we go, he was talking to me. And he also made me spin as well, Davis. So, yes, I'm not a big old fan of him at the moment. But there we go. Yellow flag in at Sector 2 is one of the Mercedes has had a problem there. It's Hassel, I should say, who's had a spin there, but he's on the medium tires. I don't think he's damaged the car either. So he should be okay there. Yeah, I think it's just a harmless spin there for the Mercedes driver, isn't it? So I think he was just trying to warm up those tires a bit too aggressively there. The car did not like it. So it had a bit of a spinneroonie there, didn't it? Here is your mad bro. He is the champion. He is the benchmark at the moment, isn't he? Oh, goodness me. Have I just put a spoiler in there? He is the championship leader, I should say, at the moment there, you mad bros. He has only been on the podium, or failed to be on the podium once this season. That was back in the British Grand Prix. Since then, this man has been very much the yardstick, hasn't he? Oh, my word there. Just as I'm about to compliment him, he was going off there into the wall there. Of course, we had a big smash. We had a coming together in that silver, didn't we? I think between the two AlphaTauris. And also, I think Murphy had a big smash there last year with Nightwing, if I'm not very much mistaken there. As unfortunately, Murphy and Nightwing got a bit too close for comfort, didn't they? Back in at season 4 of the United States. Goodness gracious me, these times just fly by, don't they? I'm also a bit bloated tonight as well. I apologise. I've just had a whole bag of Haribo. Oh no! And you man bro is going to be well. I got to say he might be bad because unfortunately he's invalidated his time there, but he's not going to be concerned about my bloatedness or my Haribo problem. All he's going to be concerned about is he's invalidated his time. This qualifying session, we've only got 3 drivers that are going to be knocked out here. As long as the time is put on the board, I think that you could just get into qualifying 3 then. So potentially it's a shame you can't have hard tires in qualifying 2, which I only found out a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure who told me. I think it was it Emerson? Potentially. We've had a lot of track invalidation so far. This shouldn't be too much of an issue, but it may do when it comes to the serious part of qualifying. As we're on board Cosmo. Goodness me, Cosmo there now down to track invalidation. Oh my word, there I was surprised by that. Oh, that is oh dear for Cosmo. Unfortunately, it was a bit too greedy there. Starbus, and this is a golden opportunity then for the Renault driver to get himself back on the horse and to get himself back. Oh, what was that? And is his wing just falling off there? We're on board of, yeah, I don't know if he hit something. His wing is just falling off there on the car while it's going on there for Starbus. Yeah, his wing just fell off. My goodness me. I don't think he hit anything. That's a wing failure there from the Renault team. And that is not going to help Starbus whatsoever. Of course, there's an opportunity there for Starbus to get himself back into the top 3 promotion spots. But if the Renault can't put the car together, if the Renault team can't put the car together, then goodness me, that's going to really hamper him. Remember, Renault have in the joint constructors, we already mentioned that, they're almost 334 points in front of the second team. They have been absolutely amazing in all 4 divisions, haven't they? But I think Cobalt's Renault there is going to have a slap on the wrist for that one. Unfortunately, Starbus said has had a wing failure. His end plate just came off in the S's there. That was very odd indeed. Picasso said that Cassar the same thing in qualifying 1. I've never seen that before. Are they hitting something imaginary there, or is there a problem for the Renault team? Of course, Cassar was driving the Renault team last season. Tonight he is in the McLaren. So yeah, I don't think it's a team problem. I think it's I think that there's a problem out there. I wonder if we've got an invisible barrier, perhaps. Then. I always have problems with invisible barriers. That's why I haven't been to the gym in months, because there's an invisible barrier around there. We've got Brooksy, who is invalidated this time again. So just watching Jinner at the moment and the AlphaTauri as we're into the second part of qualifying. Down the back straight, as those dark clouds, they look very menacing, but they are rolling away from the circuit, so we don't need to worry too much about that. As you can see, the little letterbox on the rear wing then is open there for business, and so the track is now deemed safe then for the DRS. And that is exactly what these drivers are doing. This is not about out-and-out speed. This is just get through into qualifying free. And if the driver said this driver just needs to put a time in and they're through into qualifying free anyway, so they can probably go as slow as they want, really, but in theory, and absolutely save an abundance amount of energy into these tires, and that would be very good indeed, wouldn't it? That would be very good indeed. That is, many things left for session there. That's not good. Yeah, I feel that is what. So that is, I think that's what I would do, to be honest. But of course, I'm not the most. I'm not the most sporting person in the world, am I? Junior's gone fastest there on the medium tires then, so that's our first time on the board then. What about Hassel then? He has gone second fastest, 2 seconds away, but he ain't gonna matter, he ain't gonna mind too much. This is just about getting into qualifying free. Cosmo is going for soft here, and of course Cosmo's gone out second fastest then in the Red Bull then. Picasso, lovely on board for it. She comes out the pits, I quite like that, that's cool. Iron Knight then is just about to start his lap now, as I'm looking at the wrong part. No, now I'm looking at the right part. And we've also got Cass out on an outlap as well as he comes out the final turn. Then we've got Sarah saying Gunnar would find an invisible barrier. I'm sure that Gunnar had a very strange incident one season, and I'm sure that he hit some kind of invisible barrier in Singapore, and I think it was around turn 15 area. Perhaps then, but I've got to say, I wasn't really, how dare I to be sceptical of Gunnar, but I wasn't really convinced by Gunnar's argument that time. I'm sure it was Gunnar. If not, throw it in the comments, guys, but I'm sure it was Gunnar that had the problem then. As we're just watching Iron Knight then, who's on an outlap at the moment, and he's unfortunately validated this time then, so we're going to leave him to it. Now we're just watching Casale in the McLaren, and of course we just heard Picasso saying he had issues there, the same issues then that we had with Starburst as the wing was falling apart there. So yeah, goodness me, that's very unusual here in the United States Grand Prix, isn't it? Of course, just going back to the plug-in a minute ago then, yes, so Monaco, yes, it's this week, oh my word there, Casale is shaking that booty from left to right there, my word! Lovely stuff indeed there, as, you might have been listening to Scooter perhaps then, I don't think anyone would probably even know who they are really. There was a very cool techno brand then. Are they techno? Cosmo's gone fastest on the soft tires. Are they techno? I suppose they are, aren't they? I would say, I reckon they're techno, aren't they? Oh, I'm trying to beat, there's a Starbus has got a red X above his name now, which is usually not good at all. Oh my goodness, man, he just breaks there. Luckily though, he is, luckily though, Casal is wise to it then as well. Gordo has said hello in the comments. Good evening, Gordo. Of course, Gordo is on a rich run of form in silver at the moment, isn't he? Of course, the award season is coming up in ALR, isn't it? So keep an eye out for that, for ladies and gentlemen there. And of course, over the last couple of seasons, then the awards have been one of my highlights of the season as well. Because I was quite interested to see what the drivers think about what's going on. It's up in the commentary box. It is when I've been racing in bronze there, it's so much different. The races are. You man Bro's gone fastest there on the soft tire. No miss about for you, man, bro. One and done. Picasso's invalidated his time. Starbus is going for another time run as well. But of course the award season is going to be in full swing in a couple of weeks ahead. So keep an eye open, folks, there, where the drivers will be voting about from each category about what has been happening over the course of the season. Then of course best overtake. Then I remember that one nomination there when Welsh Maldonado, who was actually called Rembo back in the day, overtook Ayrton on the outside in Russia. What a magnificent overtaking maneuver it was. If you ask Ayrton about it, he would be very fond to tell you more about it. We've got Starbus then, who is very much being tailed. I'm not sure it's goodness me then, there is a couple of issues going on there between Brooksy and Starbus, and unfortunately Brooksy has unfortunately had some major issues there, and he's invalidated his time, and Starbus has gone through, and I'm not sure what's going on here. Goodness me, and there are many of them out there, but they seem to find each other, don't they? So that's not too groovy there, is it? Goodness gracious me. Picasso is unfortunately violated again, so he's going to have another bite of cherry as Picasso. They just need to get through into this qualifying free session, and that's the goal here. Search Russian saying, I hope Gunnar's not watching, and they're also saying that me and Gordo are on equal points. I see then. So remember, Sirius Russian there was third in the championship last season, and I think he's had a very good season this season, Sirius Russian. He hasn't got a win like last season, no, has he, Sirius Russian yet? But is it a more complete season for Sirius Russian? Well, we'll talk more about that on Monday, shall we? reality. Because it gives me time to think, really. But I think it's been like. Oh, I'm not sure really. I think Serious Mushrooms. I think last season might have been a bit more impressive from my point of view, but of course, but having said that, Serious Mushroom does produce a very high benchmark, doesn't he? So, so I must say, but I think finishing third last season was an absolutely incredible run of form. But I think for this season, for me, I don't think I'm allowed to vote, unfortunately. But if I was allowed to vote, my driver of the day, I've been saying it for quite a number of races now, but it'd be Gordo, hands down. He's been magnificent this season in Silver. Well, I say hands down then, because then you think about Troy, who's had 9 wins in the Silver. I haven't got my spreadsheet up, but he has 8 or 9 wins in Silver, doesn't he? Maldondo's got her first ever Grand Prix win in quite an emotional race as well. Remember, that was International Women's Day, and I gotta say, that was absolute poetic justice there, wasn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed, though. That was so cool. We've also had Ayrton, one of the most unlikeliest Grand Prix winners. No disrespect to Ayrton, as he's really he's just not got to grips with that Alpha Tara this season, honestly. But he had that Grand Prix win in Italy there. He absolutely nailed that strategy absolutely to perfection there, didn't he? Picasso's got to cross the line. He has 7 passes. That should do for him then. Iron Knight is out on circuit on the soft tire as well. Starbust on an outlap as well. Brooks is invalid his time. He's down in 13th position now. He just needs to keep it calm and precise, but he comes into the pits there. So that was a very late call, wasn't it, for Brooksy? Brooksy then is going to be in the frame, I think, for perhaps getting for getting through into qualifying at 3, perhaps. Then we've got Gordo saying, and I'm a little disappointed in my consistency this year. It's been a nice season with winning 2 on track, but I've been poor at a lot of races as well. No, that's a very honest assessment there, Gordo. Of course, yeah, he should have won. I think it was the Canadian Grand Prix was one of them, wasn't it? Where Gordo probably could have and should have won the Italian Grand Prix as well. But of course, the Italian Grand Prix, which is very unfortunate, really, was it? Of course, Gordo forgot to change those tyres, didn't he? There, and that was the penalty he had there. He's given a penalty which lost in the race there. Iron Knight then is in major issues at the moment. Brooksy needs to get out on that track pronto if he wants to get to qualifying 3. Then, oh goodness me, then Starbust there has now got to start his lap as well, and they just need to take care and get around this lap, and they should be through in the qualifying 3. Of course, there is this qualifying session. Apologies, guys, been a bit competitive, hasn't it? But of course, usually when qualifying it's not as great, the race is as an absolute banger, isn't it? So hopefully you've all got your popcorn ready there, because it will be a banger, won't it? What do you normally have for tea on Wednesday? I'm not really too sure, to be fair. As oh goodness me, if anyone just in Everton's Richardson has just been named man of match, fantastic 7D, and also Newcastle beating Sheffield United as well, great stuff. Anyway, I'm not interested in anything. I'm trying to get rid of all this stuff. Goodness gracious me, then. Well, now it tells me, it doesn't tell me the scores though, does it? So hopefully Picasso might be able to help me out a bit later on then. Or was it Joseph? Oh, sorry, it was Joseph, wasn't it, that helped me out with the scoring? So yeah, if anyone could tell me who scored, that'd be great. I would say it would be very interesting. Look at that, we got a bit of a blue sky overhead as well. There's also a bit of sunshine as well, bursting through the clouds. Good stuff indeed. Then, and look at that. Then that Renault looks beautiful in the sunlight, doesn't it? Oh my word! And then coming down the back straight. So Iron Knight is in major trouble. He is out of qualifying now. Goodness gracious me, then. Iron Knight then is out of qualifying, and he will not be in Q3. My word there. And I'm quite surprised by that. And must have a problem in the Williams team then, because that would have been a freebie to get to qualifying 3, surely, for Iron Knight. Well, that's not the case anymore, is it? Goodness me. That is absolutely disappointing there for Iron Knight then. So the Williams will kind of extent have really let Iron Knight down there, haven't they? Unfortunately, of course, I think it's Williams' 750th Grand Prix in the Monaco Grand Prix this week as well. Russell and Latifi have released some very beastly helmets, haven't they? Lovely stuff indeed. I quite like the Latifi helmet, actually. I think I like that a bit more than the George Russell then. I'm not sure if that's going to be a controversy or what, but I think that they are quite nice helmets. Both of them are. Starburst comes across line, goes full fast as Brooksy is just on a lap as well. We're on board there, and Brooksy goes through the S as well. This is one and done for Brooksy. He's just got to make sure he's just got to make sure that he doesn't hurt a lap. Then he's safe. Then Gordo saying that Starburst don't complete your lap, you're safe. Then so Starburst then, unfortunately, I think I read that a bit too late. Then, but Gordo was very much up to the task, wasn't he? We just got Brooksy down the back straight as well before accelerating and going on the back straight. There he is then. So Starburst is through. Then we got one more drive to go through. It's going to be a top 9 shootout rather than a top 10 there, of course, there's many things has got a qualifying ban there, unfortunately, for many things then, of course, as I'm taking a mic there, I can't remember what his qualifying ban is for. I'm sure I should know, but it's just absolutely appalling form by me, isn't it? There we go. I really need to learn to read I do read the race reviews, but unfortunately I read them when they come out, so that's my excuse, and I've got a short-term memory. I'm like Dory, I'll find a Memo. We've got Brooksy coming through, turn 18 there, which was a kind of relating to the Turkish turn 8 then, but not as high G-force or high speed there, is there? On the final turn there for Brooksy, he goes across the line, he is second fastest, 2 tenths second away from the championship leader, but that is still a good time nonetheless. That is job done there for Brooksy. He is through into qualifying 3, that's what he wants, and that is exactly what he's got as well. Good stuff indeed there from the AlphaTauri driver. Of course, he should have won the Russian Grand Prix, shouldn't he? But unfortunately, I think he was in a different zone, wasn't he, really? But perhaps then, of course, if anyone's watched Stranger Things, then maybe he was in the Upside Down world, perhaps, I'm not sure. Of course, I think there's a new series of Stranger Things coming on. I'm really looking forward to that. I must say, I was a bit unsure about it at first. A friend recommended it to me, but I must say, I was hooked from the word go. Same with Breaking Bad. I thought that was a bit slow at first, but I absolutely loved it towards the end. It was great. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And just saying, look, then he was out of qualifying. Then we have lost Iron Knight, goes out of technical gremlin, Kaz, Styles, and many things all the way through into qualifying 3. However, he will not be able to take part, of course, said, as he's got a qualifying ban then. You mad bro sets the benchmark at the moment. He said almost 2 tenths a second in front of Brooks, who just said timing. Cosmo in a strong third position. Those top 3 are on the soft tires. Everyone else is on the medium tires. We go into qualifying 3 as we decide who's going to be on pole position for the first ever Cobalt race here in Austin, Texas. And here we are in Austin, Texas as well. So safety car was out and it's going back out again. There it is. So safety car has gone out for some unknown reason, so that's good. Burt Mylander fancies a drive. So let's hope that I think the drivers, I'm hoping the drivers will just let the safety car go there. Yeah, he's at the top of the hill there, just turning into turn 1 there. That's interesting, isn't it? A very unusual qualifying session here tonight, isn't it? Where we've got some safety cars driving out. Oh, goodness me, a Starburst there has just jumped off his jack there. He's a jumping jack as he comes out of the pits now. And let's see then as he is going to, as he is now just coming out of the pits. Well, there he is. I'm very concerned about where this safety car is going. Of course, we had invisible barriers as well, as a Casal and Starbusters both had difficulty with their front wings falling off around this stage of the circuit here. I'm not sure what's going on there. As Ollie Watkins has just been named man of the match then, so I think that's Aston Villa. Did they just beat Tottenham, did they? Oh dear, oh dear. So I don't think the Hiltons are going to be too happy with that, are they? We've got Starburst then, who is just on an outlaw moment. We've got the 2 AlphaTauris in the background as well. So just going over out of the sector 1 as well. Now coming down the hill. Look, there's the safety car just in front of us. I'm not sure if I'm seeing the same thing or not, but I'm trying to hold back my laughter here because I think it's quite funny, to be honest. But safety car is out, so we've got a movable chicane here, and oh goodness me, so Burt Mylander is at the moment now. He is the Burt Mylander fancy like a driver, but oh goodness me, that he's right. Oh gosh, and Brooksy's got into the safety car. My word, I'm not even sure what's going on here. Oh gosh, Sarah, look, they're all. It's the same. I don't think the safety car is there. Is it me just speaking absolute rubbish here? I think I've had too many Proseccos here tonight. I must be on the old jolly side then, because I'm not too sure why the safety car's out. I'm not too sure why the Alpha Towers just drove by through the safety car. I'm not too sure about that then. So just now watching the Starburst there, just staying behind there. Burn for pole for Serious Russian. Serious Russian was saying, surely if you've got a qualifying ban, you should only be banned for qualifying 1 then. As the safety car is out at the moment there. I'm loving this, I really am there. Of course, next season, as the safety car is still out, so this is good. I don't think there's even a driver in the safety car either. Oh, this is great stuff. Well, I've got to say, the safety car has gone rogue here tonight. Starburst there. I'm not sure if Starburst Starburst is actually in the. I think he's in another planet, any. No disrespect to Starburst. I think that I'm wondering if there's a problem with Starburst, if there's a problem with his connection or his session, perhaps, and similar to what Brooksy had in Russia, because it looks like people just driving by him or through him, perhaps. Said we'll keep an eye on that in the race, but that's a bit of a worry, isn't it? On board Jenner then, well, that's my fun over. Brooks is invalidated this time. That's no fun at all, is it? So what about Jenner? He hasn't. He was on the front row in the Russian Grand Prix, wasn't he? So of course, so can Jenner go one more and get his first ever pole position of his career in ALR Cobalt? We just got Sergio saying a Burns banned for blocking that next week. Then I gotta say, Bert Mylander is a menace. He took me out in Brazil in the pre-season of bronze, and he also swiped to Ayrton in the Hungarian Grand Prix as well. So yes, Burnt is a menace. I think that we should get Alan van der Merwe in, to be honest. I think didn't Oliver Gavin used to be the safety car driver as well back in the early 2000s, late 19s perhaps. I know Bert Mylander's been doing it for such a long time now, hasn't he? Goodness me, it's absolutely flies by the Formula 1 does. Jenner's on pole position at the moment. He's done a 30 as Cosmo's back in the session now. Hopefully he can get some time on the board as well. You mad bros starting us up as well. I love, by the way, he's still got the best helmet in all of Formula 1. Fantastic stuff indeed. That history of being made for the first time ever. We have a safety car used in the ALR qualifying session. I don't think we've ever had a safety car in the qualifying session. So Bert Mylander is going for pole position. So we do have a 10-car shootout, but we have 14 F1 car. 14? Well, we have 9 F1 cars, and we have Bert Mylander in his Mercedes safety car. I can't remember the spec because I'm rubbish at road cars. But what I do know is that Bert Mylander is driving in the safety car. He's gone rogue. Oh, goodness me. And action, there's drama here tonight. And there is me. I'm going to put my feet. Oh, Picasso is reversing and trying to get back in the pits. He's going to be disqualified. Well, I think he's done it quite nicely, actually. Well done, Picasso. He comes back in the pits. So he completely overshot that. I'm wondering if I think he might have done something that I failed to do. Last night I was trying to avoid that pit-in barrier. We've had in ALR history, we've had a couple of drivers go into the barrier as well. One of my favourite talking points in ALR history is when Farf went into the barrier in the Australian pre-season race there a couple of seasons ago. Really tickled me, and it's tickled me ever since that. I'm not sure if we were streaming. If we were streaming, I'm hoping that I'll be on the ALR rewind for a panel maybe in the not too distant future. I might have to convince one of the admins there to put it on there, or maybe I'll just might get Ayrton to put it on there as well. I can blame Ayrton. We got you mad bro into turn 19 there. Now coming into turn 20 as well. We got kickoff. It's West Brom versus West Ham. Lovely stuff. But you mad bro, more importantly, has gone fastest as well. Look at that, magnificent! Half a second in front of Castle. You mad bro is going for another pole position there. I say another. This will be his first pole position of his career. The only one he's had a pole position so far is at the British Grand Prix for you, mad bro. Jordan Hassel is a loving life out there at the moment, isn't he? He is in 5th position now, and this will be his best qualifying performance of his career. He's gone 2 seconds quicker on that last lap. Brilliant stuff indeed then. So Jordan Hassel flying the flag quite nice for Mercedes. We already heard in the joint constructors for Mercedes are really on the back foot, aren't they? So I think this is very good then for Mercedes, for both Picasso and Hassel, I should say. Hassel? Goodness me, I think I'm talking about Darius Vassal, isn't I? It's Hassel, not Hassel. Oh, goodness me. So both Mercedes then will be loving this, I think, there, because they've been a bit disappointing, haven't they, over the past couple of races or so, in the past couple of weeks as well in the ALR. So a good result here tonight would be very much coming at a very good time there for the Mercedes AMG Petronas car. As Serious Rush saying, Jordan having a good time out there compared to last night. As just watching Picasso going down the back straight. Unfortunately, I can't say much because I think it was me that caused him wing damage into turn 1. But there we go. She's probably I braked way too early into turn 1. But as I mentioned already, I blame Dave. Oh my gosh, Aaron, he's gone underneath the safety car. Oh my word, it's that legal? Well, it is now. Oh, good gosh. Oh my word, I can't believe that safety car is still out there. This is a bit ominous, isn't it, to say the very least there, about that safety car going round and round and round. But look, I think it's just me, because the drivers just seem to be driving it like over it or under it. So I think that I'm just on a completely different planet there. Good 17, well, Broadway West Ham have just missed the penalty. Declan Rice, that's a shame. Brooksy is just coming into the technical final part of the circuit. We had rain to begin this session. Now it is all dry. It's lovely 17. We're also expecting a bit of cloud cover for the race, but no sign of the wet stuff coming from the sky. So we are all good there. Not the department as well. Coming through turn 18 as well. Now into 19. There it is. Our lovely clip of the curb. Now into 20 as well. And look at how much outside curb and AstroTurf he takes there. Magnificent. I'm too scared to go out that far. And look at Brooks there. Very good 17. He's on pole position there by 300 to a second. Magnificent time there from Brooksy. He is fastest so far, and he wants to be on pole position for the third time in his career in a Cobalt. At the moment there, he had the most pole positions as well. He does have the most pole positions at this moment in time now, doesn't he? Good stuff indeed there. Fantastic for Brooksy, but you man bro is going to be a fighter alongside as well. I'm looking forward to this one actually. I think from a selfish point of view, I'd love to see both of them on the front row because they two are quite quick customers. But then again, now I'd love to see all these drivers on the front row, which would be quite cool actually. See them all line up on the right after the finish line, wouldn't it? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? To say at least. ZGS out of the final turn. ZGS has gone 6th fastest there. Good time indeed there for ZGS. He had a stronger end of the race, didn't he, last time out in Japan? ZGS did, if I'm not very much mistaken. Not very much mistaken. No, he came 4th in the end, didn't he? He did a very good thing for his teammate as well, actually. Picasso wrestling with the car there. He's on 6th fastest than Picasso is. Of course, Picasso scored his first points in Russia, didn't he? A couple of weeks ago. Then, unfortunately, he had a DNF. Picasso, I think, has only finished one race, if I'm not very much mistaken so far. But of course, that doesn't matter there for Picasso because all that does matter is him getting some points out and just gaining the knowledge of these Formula One cars. Remember, he had a massive break, didn't he, from Formula One league racing. This is, I think, he's returned to league racing. It's Alfa Romeo there. It's just slowing down there. I panicked there for some reason. Goodness me. But he had quite a long layoff from league racing, so he's returning, isn't he, Picasso? So I'm expecting big things from Picasso next season, especially there. So looking forward to seeing what the Mercedes driver can do. Of course, we do have a random draw, which means he could be in any car next season. I know what car everyone's going to be interested in next season. It's probably going to be the Aston Martin or the Alpine car. I'm a bit good about the racing points all there because I quite like the pink Panther, but never mind. I would quite like the Aston Martin now because it does look quite a nice car, doesn't it? As a Starburst, I don't think he's in the same session there because he's just been barred that way as well as Cassel has gone third fastest there. I think that is just I've got to say, I have no earthly idea what's going on here, but yes, we're on board Starburst at the moment now. It's him and the safety car is fighting into turn 1 and accelerating away. Good stuff. Picasso is just come back in the pits. Well, I got you mad bro out on circuit as well. Picasso's just finished, so we're on board Starburst and Cassel is just come back in the pits. Well, so just watching Starburst at the moment. Benteke has scored against Arsenal. Good stuff. I'm glad they're out now. My notifications are working very nicely indeed. Then, so yeah, we got a great old battle between the Renault and the Mercedes there, but it's not the Mercedes I was expecting I'll be commentating on tonight. It is the safety car Mercedes, and I gotta say, it's a very leisurely pace out there at the moment. It's good stuff. Anyway, going back to Jordan, who's goodness me, and he's taken a shortcut, hasn't he? So he's unfortunately just made a problem with that opening sector. So that is a shame. Now he's gonna have to have another bite of the cherry now, isn't he? And I gotta say, I'm not looking forward to. My goodness me, I don't think the drivers can see him there because look at that, and he's just going to knife him again. Yeah, it's a bit, I've got to say, it's a bit of an interesting qualifying session out there in the moment, isn't it? Who's on lap road? And you mad bros on the lap, man. So let's watch it, you mad bros. He comes over the crest, doesn't he? I remember the last time that I was watching a race around here, I think the last image I remember is when Vettel's suspension broke at the top of that hill in 2019 there, which wasn't very good, was it, at all for Vettel? And then next thing you knew, all over the internet, there was people just putting a cowboy hat on Vettel with a like lassos kind of thing, isn't it? Like that rope where you like throw it at people and they kind of tie each other up, like Red Dead Redemption. Unfortunately, I have been a victim of Red Dead Redemption and being lassoed quite a few times, which I don't go online again because I think that was a bit of bullying there. Just watching you, man, bro, out of turn 17 as well, and he's not done his second sector is not not world class there, is it? As he just goes through the safety car like it's not even there, because I don't think it is there, and into the final turn as well then for you, my bro. Let's accelerate away that lovely helmet design as well from you, my bro, across the line. And you, my bro, 2 tenths of a second down, but I think he's going for another bite of cherry. He is indeed then, but having said that, the time is up, actually. Goodness me. This qualifying session is absolutely flown by. Oh, goodness me. Hassel has flown as well, but he's in the barrier. No, he isn't. He's kept it out. Good stuff indeed there for Hassel and the Mercedes head. So he gets out in that Renault right underneath the gearbox out of Mercedes head. And those tires are going to be screaming hot, but Hassel is going to have his best qualifying performance, best starting position in ALR in his second Grand Prix, so that's not too bad at all for the Mercedes driver. But it is Brooksy who's on pole position then for the third time in his ALR career. A bit of an anticlimactic ending there really for Brooksy, but that ain't going to be concerned about that, is he? Because all he's cares about is he's on pole position there. Magnificent stuff there from Brooksy. Hats off to him, and yes, good stuff indeed then. So he is now he's now the sole top pole sitter in ALR history with 3, with Irvine on 2 then. So good stuff indeed then, as the record books are very early in their life, of course, because we've only had 7 Grand Prix, 8 qualifying sessions. We're going to have an 8th Grand Prix here tonight in the United States as well. So yeah, this is going to get a very interesting indeed then, is hopefully the safety car will call it a day and come back into the pits. And you mad bro had a quite so middle sector, didn't he? And I think since then, and it was just I think that really made a it was just unfortunate that was kind of end of his qualifying session, wasn't it, as he comes into the final turn as well. Zach saying good luck, Kaz, and everyone else. So thank you very much, Kaz. Zach, then it's great to have your company as well. You mad bro cut across the line, of course. He is second on the grid then. Brooksy and you mad bro first and second then. Remember on Sunday night in gold there, it was Pease who was second on the grid there. It was Emerson on pole position there. Pease went on the inside, overtook Emerson, and he had the measure, didn't he, for most of the race as well. And Pease controlled the tempo there, of course. When you lead the race, you can control the race, can't you? But remember, of course, remember that you are very, very vulnerable to the strategy call on the fly there, and also to the strategy call on the fly, and also with that undercut as well. So keep an eye on that, folks, and I'll keep you up to date as much as possible. But strategy is not my forte. I don't think race is my forte either, to be fair. If it's to go by anything that happened last night, my word. But there we go. Of course, then next time we're in action in ALR, we're going to be high in the sky. Of course, it's the highest altitude circuit on the Formula 1 calendar, on the ALR Formula 1 calendar as well. We're in Mexico next week for round 20 out of 22. We've got, yes, we do have 3 more rounds to go out tonight, and it is very much squeaky bum time, isn't it, in terms of who can win in Cobalt and Bronze there. Dylan has got quite a pretty nice lead at the moment, as you man bro has as well, as Dylan is aiming to become the third ever Bronze World Champion. You man bro is aiming to become the first ever Cobalt Champion. There's a long way to go still. I say there's a long way to go, but there's a long way to go, but there's only 3 races to go after this one. Brooks just said this lobby is broke. Then I gotta say, I'm not going to argue that one there, because this lobby has been a very interesting, to say the least, hasn't it, with the safety car, and with the safety car is coming out there, and Starbus just driving behind him then as well. So yeah, Percy is also saying the same thing as well. So I have a feeling then that we might have to do a restart here potentially, but we'll see how it goes. Shall we? We'll find out then. Anyway then, yes, so we are just waiting for the session to get on there as well. So I've got to get rid of all of my notifications. There's a lot of Brooks saying, can we make a new one with custom grid, because this is broke then. Well, we'll see what the admins say then. Of course, there is I'll wait to see what the head admin Ayrton wants to do, but yeah, well, it looks like it is broke because the timer stopped. I'm on lap 2 out of 3. We're on a sprint race now then. Good stuff. So yeah, I think that we will be doing a new lobby in just a jiffy then, which means unfortunately for you guys, you got a lot more of hearing from me then, haven't you, really? But of course, before we do decide on what is going to happen, I've got 2 love hearts, but unfortunately it's not my Twitter account. No one likes my Twitter account. I don't think I do anything on Twitter really, because it's above my old ginger brow, really, isn't it? The old Twitter sphere and all that kind of stuff, as you mad bros caught to the back of the safety car as well. I must say that the safety car, when the safety car came out in the qualifying 3, my eyebrow did raise, because when the safety car does come out, it usually means that the lobby is kind of a bit P-tong here, isn't it? And I think it is, and it's Jamie Alright says it will fix in the race. Said, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get a race because the timer is stopped in the left-hand side then, and it's a bit of a I've got to say, it's a bit of a nightmare. May 19th tonight, isn't it? Could have goodness me. Of course, so, but there we go, we'll find out then. Well, so just now, the safety car is leading us around then. Of course, the safety car is not on pole position. I don't think it's, I don't expect to see it in the race then, but there we go. He might be on pole position. Who knows then? As we're just now going through that. Percy saying, yes, we are stuck in quality though. Don't worry, good sir. I think that Ayrton's going to sort out. Yes, we are migrating the host then. And, we'll be, we're going to get the race going in. So we have 15 cars in for the race itself. And that qualifying session, I've got to say, was probably one of the most interesting qualifying sessions that I have called. Then is we got Zach is asking, what is going on? I have no earthly idea, my good sir, but I think Ayrton has left the session there to sort out the session, and we're going to start. We're going to do a custom grid, I presume, and Ayrton's going to line up the grid as well. Yes, but seriously, to say this, Ayrton's fault with his fake PS5. So oh, goodness me. Well, at least he didn't pay like 700 quid like I did for him, but there you go. And I also bought it off eBay as well, but that's because I'm sad. Basically because I just want high stream quality. Unfortunately, I can't get this capture card to stream in high quality at the moment because unfortunately I'm not doing a very good job on it. We'll keep you up to date with everything that goes on then. Apologies guys, but well, I've got to say, it's just more drama, isn't it? And a very unusual start to this Cobalt session here in COTA, Circle of the Americas, for round number 8 of the World Championship of Cobalt. Well, this isn't the first venue in of USA, is it? In terms of Formula 1 in the past, then. Of course, we've been to all kinds of venues, haven't we, in the USA? I think that Caesar's Palace, then, from 81 and 82, that was an incredible venue, wasn't it? Where the drivers are racing in a car parking lot. I think it wasn't the 1981. It was the 1982 championship finale, wasn't it? I think it was, wasn't it? I think Rosberg won that season. I'm sure you and Keke Rosberg, he only won that season with one win as well, didn't he? Because it was a very unusual season. Of course, that was a season where I think it was it was the Monaco Grand Prix where it was the Monaco Grand Prix, I think it was, wasn't it? Where we had an incredible amount of retirements on the last 3 or 4 laps. Then when it started to rain, where everyone just didn't want to win the race, did they? I've got to say, we had, I think it was Riccardo Patrese that won in his Brabham in the end there, didn't he? Brabham, sorry, not Brabham. In his Brabham, didn't he? Of course, Prost was leading it, and then he had a big old smash, didn't he? In the final stage of the race there, coming out of the New Val chicane then, which I'm not even sure what it was called back then. But he had a big old crash there, didn't he? And then we had, I think it was Peroni that ran out of fuel in the Monaco tunnel as well in his Ferrari, which is very unusual. And I think even before the race started as well, there was a leak in the Monaco tunnel, I think, there's a leak in the Monaco tunnel as well, wasn't it? Where the rain, because I think it rained overnight and it was just pouring onto the circuit. A very unusual race there. I think also De Trizzer, there were so many people that was meant to lead that race and then they just kept falling out in the last 3 laps. De Trizzer retired. Then we had Derek Daly in his Williams as well, retired from the race there. Anyway, let's just take a quick look then. Becca's asking, what have I joined into then? What is going on then? Serious Russian has enlightened Becca as it is a safety car on pole position. As Becca's asking, fancy a bit more of an explanation? Seriously? Safety cars aren't in qualifying, laugh out loud there for Serious Russia. Yeah, Burmalander tried to get on pole position, but unfortunately, instead he just got in the way of Starburst. It's Brooksy on pole position with You Mad Bro alongside going into turn 1 then. Yes, it's a very unusual qualifying session there. I've got to say, it's the lowest amount of cars I've ever had in ALR tonight then, so hopefully that will change next week then. It's a bit disappointing now, only having 15 drivers then, but it has been a very unusual qualifier. I don't think I'm going to ever call a qualifying like that ever again anyway. Well, not on this game, I don't think. Well, hopefully not anyway. Because I think I've only got, hang on a minute, let me get my maths out. I think we've only got like 3 more races to go, haven't we, in each division there, so that's about 12 races, 12 qualifying, and takeaway 3, so I've got about 9 qualifying to call then, until we finish off ALR. Goodness me, that doesn't sound like a lot at all, does it? Before we get into the start of season 6 there, which of course will be on the Formula 1 2021 game, where we're going to start from Bahrain for the first time in ALR history, apart from season 3, where we went to Russia first. So we did our random calendar, but I don't think we'll be doing that again because I didn't like it, to be honest, because I got confused. But yes, so of course we were starting off in Bahrain, which should be it's a very good track to race on, isn't it? So I'm looking forward to starting a race in Bahrain before going to 2 new venues then for ALR For the first time in history in ALR, we will be going to, not San Marino, we'll be going to Imola then, which I'm going to be calling it the San Marino Grand Prix because old Hammets die hard and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to be going to Portimao for the Portuguese Grand Prix and another first for ALR. So looking forward to those two races then. Of course, so the first three races then is going to be quite a interesting start into ALR Season 6 then. Of course, you can see all four divisions then. They'll be live on the YouTube channel. And it's still, I think that as far as I'm concerned, I think the times haven't changed then, but we will keep you up to date then throughout Twitter, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon. I don't know whatever social media stuff there is then. But seriously saying that we now have 16 drivers then with Burnt Mylander there driving around then. I must say, Burnt Mylander was much more steady than what he was in Brazil then. I still hold a grudge there for Burnt Mylander taking me out in Brazil. Got to say, goodness me. He was quite forward at that race as well. And of course, he also took Ayrton out in the Hungarian Grand Prix as well, which was quite funny. And it's one of the funniest clips you'll ever see. But we're just waiting for Ayrton now to just get everyone in the grid then. We're only got 11 drivers in at the moment then, so hopefully we'll get this sorted out. We've also got, hopefully, we'll change the track as well. But having said that, I wouldn't mind racing in Australia. I quite like the Australian track then. I prefer it more over the United States. But there we go. We can't have it all my own way, can we? But we'll find out what's occurring now. Then we're just taking a look then as Styles had said he's stuck. Then as we've also got Joseph who's got a black screen at the moment. So someone's got. I think they might have to just not factory. Thank goodness me. Just turn it off and turn it back on. Then of course that's the unfortunately that's the story of my life really. But there we go. But yeah, so hopefully get the drivers in just a jiffy or two. So in terms of the Formula qualifying this season, Brooksy has had 3 pole positions in the last 4 races. Singapore, Russia and the United States. And Irvine is the only driver to buck that trend there in Japan there, where he took pole position just over a week ago, didn't he? Irvine did. Of course, unfortunately, everyone can't be here for 2 of the last 4 races. He is working, unfortunately. But hopefully that doesn't hurt his chance of getting into bronze next season. Because I, for one, would love to see Irvine in bronze next season, along with you, Matt Bro, as well. To be honest, I'd like to see several drivers from Cobalt in bronze, personally, because I think a lot of these drivers are pretty quick. They're pretty quick as well. And I think that a very close bronze grid will be even more compact as well with a couple of those drivers in as well. But of course, we cannot do that. It is all about earning your stripes there, earning your colours, and earning that bronze pedigree there to drive in the lead for next season. So yeah, keep an eye on that one then throughout the night. Then nothing in terms of tonight. Then in terms of Cobalt, nothing is on the line in terms of championships being won or anything like that. But there's a lot on the line in terms of progressing and progressing to getting that promotion or getting the championship itself. Also, the constructors championship is also wide open as well. Because I think mathematically, and Nosy was telling us that mathematically all the teams can still win the constructors. So yes, and with only 4 rounds to go, it is still quite tight, isn't it? And the joint constructors as well will also be out later on as well. So keep an eye out for that one as well, folks. And hopefully we'll be getting going in just a jiffy then. Oof, my word. My word. Oh gosh. So then we're just waiting for the drivers to come back into the lobby and things like that. Then, in terms of form this season, then you mad bro has only been on the podium. Has not been on the podium once, which is the British Grand Prix. Since then, he's been on the podium in Hungary, Belgium, Italy, Singapore, Russia, and Japan. And Japan, fantastic, wasn't it? Irvine's been on the podium 4 times this season. That's why he's propelled himself up into second. Then, so really good stuff indeed. The only time he wasn't on the podium and he started a race with 2 races was the Belgium and the Italian Grand Prix. Good stuff indeed there for Irvine, and he has got the second most podiums then. And we got Starburst, who's had 2 podiums, and Hammer Time's had 2 podiums as well. Hammer Time's been a bit unlucky though with a couple of his race records, because if he hasn't had the podium, unfortunately he has been near the bottom of the points then, and he's also had 2 DNFs for his name as well then. But we'll find out. What is going to be the case then. Becca's just asked me a very serious question, but unfortunately I don't know my maths. She's asked if Renault can win the joint constructors next week. They can do if the Racing Point has all four races. I think it's very. I think that Racing Point have to score like literally the minimal amount of points. Then, so I don't think Renault will be winning it next week in Mexico. It is probably going to be Brazil. I think Brazil probably be more the case then. But do not quote me on that one because my master's appalling. As anyone who's watched Gold and Silver would know, we're very much attest to that as well. As I've missed 2 championship coronations this in my time in ALR. I missed one in Spain back in the first season of Spain when Glock won it after round 15, and then of course we also had Emerson with it in Singapore. But the problem is it's too early for me. Then my master's appalling. I can't deal with big numbers or anything like that. So basically, if every Renault driver does an air turn on the Racing Point, then we're sorted. Basically, in a nutshell, yes. So of course, if anyone watched the silver race, Ayrton unfortunately took out his teammate Baz. Baz was a very unhappy chappy, but fair play to Baz there. Well, fair play to both drivers there because Ayrton held his hands up. He said he was sorry. Baz, after a couple of hours of being a bit unhappy about it, I got to say a couple of hours is actually pretty good. I would have been steaming about it for at least 2 weeks. So I'm still a bit sore about what happened to me in the Italian Grand Prix, but there we go. It was my fault anyway. After having a big old argument with the stewards, I was definitely in the wrong, and luckily it was only me that affected the race anyway. Anyway, I still think I'm in the right. And they have been banned. Becca Emerson had hacks on. Then I got to say I don't put it past Emerson at all because he does drive like he has hacks on, doesn't he? He's absolutely a magnificent driver. I hate to say it. Of course, I'm joking about that. Of course, I think Emerson has been brilliant on this game, especially. He was good. I think in the ALR World Championship Stakes, he's never finished lower than second. Then, so he's had 2 runner-ups and 2 World Championships. That is absolutely magnificent, isn't it, for Emerson now? And I'm looking forward to see what Troy can do next season in Gold. I'm loving to see Gurman, Troy, Emerson. We got Pillars as well. Oh goodness me, I'm going to miss out a load of people now, but that is just that is really whetting my appetite for Gold next season. Silver, it's so close anyway, and just adding and then potentially the likes of a Dylan into the mix then of in silver next season. It's just going to be absolutely incredible, isn't it? Maybe Roscoe as well. Absolutely good stuff there. Jamie has said, Ginger, can I reserve and start at the back, then retire on the last lap or something? It's not up to me, my good man. There, I am just the commentator. I just sit here and talk absolute nonsense there as we're just waiting for Ayrton to hopefully change the track to maybe the United States Grand Prix. As I said though, I don't mind commentating on the Australian Grand Prix. I would rather commentate on the Australian Grand Prix, but there we go. I do like Australia. I think it's a great circuit as well. Of course, it was first on the calendar back in 1996, wasn't it? Of course, there was a very young and very fast Jacques Villeneuve who really put it to Damon Hill, didn't he, in his opening race? Won the best debut you'll ever see in Formula One then, in Formula One history then. So it's absolutely great stuff indeed then. No, but we're just waiting to see what's occurring. Let's just take a quick look at the classification and going into the race itself. So it was Brooksy on pole position, and it was only, according to this graphic that I've just been sent, it's only was less than 10th of a second away then. So I was watching absolute hogwash by the looks then. So Brooksy on pole position by the minutest of margins there from Umabro second, Calsa in third with Starbus fourth, Ginneritz in fifth with Picasso sixth, ZGS in seventh, eighth is Hassel. Ninth edition is many things. Bert Mylander is in the top 10. Good stuff indeed there for Bert Mylander. Let me just switch back to the old comments as well. Right then, as Becca saying, favourite race of the season so far. I'm in all divisions there. As Goku saying, Ayrton, I mean then, from Goku Kakarot. I would, goodness me, that's a hard one. Oh, I'm not going to be thinking carbon. The admin's going to hate me, but I love the Japanese Grand Prix from last week. I thought that was brilliant. I absolutely loved last week's one. That was absolutely sensational. I like the Monaco Grand Prix at this year as well in gold, mainly because Emerson had a puncture. But then having said that, though, it was so close there because Emerson and Knowlesy did an absolutely brilliant job on those soft tires, didn't they, to get them so far. And Knowlesy just babysat them towards the end. He got that position. Now, I think he got second in the third. It was absolutely magnificent stuff indeed then. Really good stuff. Ginger, can I ask? If I could reserve? But I can't. I can't make that decision. I'm a bit low on the pecking order. If you message Airted, we might be able to get you in. But we do have. I think we're still waiting for one more driver at the moment. And I must admit, I'm not really looking at the Discord because if I turn my YouTube off, then unfortunately I'll get lost. Anyway, we've also got Sarah saying, if you wait for the season highlights, Becky, you'll find out. Laugh out loud. We have also got all the highlights. Yeah, to be honest, yeah. Then if you want to go back and review anything, then just watch the highlights. I quite liked Austria as well. Actually, I think wasn't it Austria Silver. I think that was a good race. Austria Gold was a good race as well. I think. Sunchek has just scored against West Brom, by the way. Was that no? Wait, is that an own goal? Oh, it might be an own goal actually. It is an own goal. Oh my word! There. Oh dear. Oh dear. So yes, it's an own goal there for Sunchek there. So that is not very good, is it? If you're a West Ham fan, for me, that's absolutely brilliant there because, of course, I'm being a big old Liverpoolian. I love the fact that. I love the fact that West Ham are losing then because Liverpool might be getting into the Champions League. Theo has also offered his assistance as well about reserving then. So we are now just getting ready to hopefully start the Grand Prix in just a moment or two then. As we're still on the Australian Grand Prix at the moment now, but I think Ayrton is just I think that's a problem with one of the drivers, and Ayrton is leaving it as long as possible to see if he can to see if we can get in there. Becca's asking me, goodness me. Becca's asking, is really put me through the ringer tonight. Oh gosh, what did I have for dinner? I got home. Well, I didn't. Well, I got home a bit late. Home a bit late from work tonight, and so basically all I had was a ham roll, a sausage, and one of the chicken bite things really. And I had a whole pack of Haribo as well, but I'm really regretting it now because oh goodness me, I am feeling a bit. Not as bad as what I was the Belgian Grand Prix where I was an absolute pig and ate a whole pack of nuts. Oh my word! So that was very much self-inflicted there. As Jamie is saying, he's not answering. I think he might be because he's a bit busy as well. Serious Russian says, "How long have you got, Becca?" Oh, you cheeky mushroom there, Serious. Gotta say, I quite like that though. But I think Serious Mushroom has really rattled me now. I've lost my head. It's over. And so I must say though, usually when I'm back early from work, I do actually eat like a pig. I usually have I've got these I'm really into these Milky Bar buttons at the moment. They're absolutely delicious. They really are. Oh gosh, I can probably absolutely destroy a pack of those buttons in a session, mind. Gosh, I think they've got a new site. They've got a new like share size bag, but of course there's no sharing when I'm involved. It's an old bag to myself there. It's the same with that old Terry's chocolate orange for, isn't it? Where I think it was Dawn French, wasn't it? It's not Terry's. It's mine. Rebecca asks, next question. Favorite track to drive on? My word, Rebecca. What is going on here? I'd like to hear your thoughts and your comments as well, mind, about your favourite races and what you've had for TV3, and also your favourite tracks as well. I'm just having a look across the list there at the top of the screen. It's a tough one, really, isn't it? I love Belgium. Belgium's absolutely magnificent, isn't it? Unfortunately, I'm not very good around there. I'm usually in the hedge somewhere around there, and I'm also quite slow around Belgium as well. But I just love driving it because it gives you an adrenaline rush when you go through the fast Eau Rouge and up at Radion as well. I love the Kemmel Straight. That is an absolute adrenaline rush, isn't it? Where you fly up that Kemmel Straight into Lake Com. It's magnificent. It really is. And of course, we have got the United States on the screen now. One of my least favourite tracks, I would say, is probably here. Also, I'm not a fan of Singapore. I don't like Russia, but I'm all right around Russia. I'm all right around France as well, but I don't like France either. So the tracks I don't like, I seem to do well around them. I'd like to hear your favourite tracks as well in the comments as well. Throw them in there. Let me hear. Canada I quite like personally, only because I'm randomly good there. I think that Canada is actually a specialist kind of track, isn't it? Because if you're good, because Canada is just if it's just natural. If you're good around Canada, you're just going to be good around there, really, because it's a really unique track, Canada, isn't it? Of course, it's on a man-made island, isn't it? The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Back in 1981, I think it was first where it first debuted on the Formula 1 calendar. Good 17. Brooks is saying, good luck, lads. Thank you very much. My favourite track is Bahrain or Abu Dhabi there for Serious Russian. Oh, goodness me. So Serious Russian likes a bit of these smoother surfaces, doesn't he? I got to say, I do agree with you at Bahrain. That's a cracking racetrack, isn't it? Monaco is just survival. Yes, it is. And we do have a couple of street circuit specialists, though, don't we? Sammy is a very good street circuit racer, isn't he? Remember, he made his debut in ALR back in season 2, and he in the next season, season 3, he took 4 seconds out of his quick time. Then we have also Nosy as well, very quick on the old street circuit. He's shown that in the Monaco Grand Prix, and also he showed it in the Singapore Grand Prix as well. Q&A is over, unfortunately, there, which is the same there. Theo saying good luck all. Sarah saying Brazil is his third race, and yes, so it is that times, isn't it? A lovely, just sunny day out here. Yeah, thank you very much for the Q&A there, Becca. Thank you very much to Sarah Mushroom for the for also keeping me entertained as well. Apologies, Jamie, all right, for not getting in the session then, and same with you, Phil, as well. But thank you for offering. And we'll definitely keep that in mind then going forward. Then I think the admins probably don't have me switched on during the race then, because they probably don't want to hear what junk's coming out of my mouth, because I am just speaking absolute nonsense, and I don't know what, I've got a really itchy foot as well. When you have an itchy foot, isn't it where money comes in or something like that? I'm not sure, the old wives' tale. Oh no, that's itchy hand, isn't it? I don't know what itchy foot is. Oh gosh, maybe money's going out perhaps then. Probably is, because I've spent an absolute fortune this month. Yeah, I've got to say, I've been a bit of a high-end roller this month, and I've got to say, I've been snacking out on these old mini rolls as well. I love the strawberry mini rolls. Oh, delicious, man. I quite like biting off the little bit at the top then and kind of like putting my tongue in the jam. Oh, my word. And also, don't think I had a jam donut the other day as well. Anyway, enough about food. This is not a food channel, is there? If you have searched for ALR in the past, you would notice that there is a ALR channel with food, but of course, we are ALR F1, aren't we? We are here for the United States Grand Prix. We are here for Cobalt. We are here for round 8. We are here to see Brooksy, you mad bro, on the front row of the grid, going into turn 1 there, up that steep incline. Then thank you for your patience as well, everyone. Very much appreciate. We are on the formation lap. Let's go through the grid show from front to back then to see who's gone what tires then, and we'll go from there. 15 cars are on the circuit, and Brooksy is on pole position then for the United States Grand Prix. He is on the soft tires, staying with you mad bros alongside him on row 1 then. Those two then, of course, they shouldn't lose any ground going up in turn 1 then. Remember, when you're on the soft tires, and when we're on the soft tires there, of course, you will not lose as much ground there off the start there. Cassel in a very good third position there. It's a great performance there from Cassel. Starbus then, can he get back into the top 3 after a very difficult last couple of rounds? He's in 4th position at the moment. Jinner in 5th position in the AlphaTauri. Picasso in 6th position. ZGS in 7th. Hassel in 8th position in the Mercedes. That's a great performance from Hassel, and he hasn't got me to dodge this time in the race. 9th position there is Cosmo. 10th position is Hammer Time. 11th position is Styles. 12th position is Iron Knight. Joseph in 13th. Kaz in 14th. 15th is Many Things then, and Arsenal have just scored in injury time as well, so that is disappointing stuff unless you're Gunnar. Those are 15 drivers on the circuit, and soft tyres is for Many Things and for Kaz, the 2 Ferrari drivers near the back of the field. Joseph is on the medium tyres, so is Styles as well there, and of course everyone will be on the fresh medium tyre, will be on fresh tyres now after we've had to cut the session short slightly and go for another bite of cherry then. Sergio saying, and Gunnar good on street circuits, keeping him going the right way as well. Ayrton is saying, I hope everything's okay now, as with a sweaty face as well, as I think he was a bit nervous then, wasn't he, Ayrton? But I think he's done a very fine job as well, and thank you for your comments. Keep them coming in, guys, there. That really kept me on the straight and narrow until the very end there, where I went off on a tangent and started talking about my jam donuts and mini rolls. We got Percy saying, Brooksy for the win. And I got to say, can I argue that? No, I cannot then, because I think Brooksy's a fantastic driver, but I'm looking forward to seeing Brooksy and you mad bro. Selfishly, I want to see these two really have a great battle. It's a shame that we don't see a Hammer Time up there as well, potentially. And of course, Joseph as well, but I'm loving the fact of seeing Starburst trying to get himself back into the mix. Cassel, who is in the highest position of his career in ALR, in 3rd position, looking forward to see what he can do. Gino there was unlucky in Russia. Picasso as well has been unlucky in these races. Japan, he should have scored potentially a podium or maybe more. We got to Hassel as well in his 2nd Grand Prix start. Cosmo as well, and Hammer Time, can they get the Red Bull back on the straight and narrow in the constructors? Iron Knight opposition. Styles got his first points last time out in Japan. Is it going more the same? And 2 Ferraris on the back of the field. This is going to be a cracker lacquer as we get going as well. If he doesn't get the per se, if he doesn't get destroyed at lap 1, then as I think he was just saying, if Brooksy doesn't have any issues on lap 1, then Scooby Stew Gurney can't make tonight, and Scooby Stew you would have been in the Mercedes, but Jordan is driving for the Mercedes tonight. Hassel then on board with Brooksy, his third pole position now with Cobalt. He's getting used to this position, isn't he? He's going to have to reserve it, isn't he? In Cobalt, the lights are on then, and let's go then for let's go for Cobalt as well. A lovely onboard shot. Look at that, and it's he's just adjusting now the settings on the cars, and we'll go then, and here we go then. Oh, I'm on board then. Now I'm off board then, and Jitter's having the third. He's had a storm and stars to go into turn 1. His 4 breast down into turn 1. Starburst has had a hit there. There's debris gone flying up in the air. Oh my word, there is a wing almost as high as me. Goodness me. Jitter's had a fantastic start. He's up 3 positions. He's up 2 positions already. Down 4 is Cassau. He's had a Poland start now for the I was going to say for the Jordan. For the McLaren team now. We got Hassel maintain position. Many things has gone up. Many positions. He's up in the 9th fan. In the Ferrari as well. Good 17. But it's Brooks who's leading then with Uman Bro in a 2nd position there. Now this is going to get very interesting indeed. Then we're coming down into turn 10 as well. We got Joseph there up the inside there. He is second in the he's third in the World Championship at the moment. He needs to get through this field quite quickly. He has done nicely so far. ZGS has dropped down 4 positions. Cosmo's also dropped down the order as well. And here we go then as we're on the back straight and no DRS just yet. And look at this, and they're already getting slipstream in, and so many things is now right all over the back as well. Look at them as they're trying to break the slipstream, going down into turn 10, locking up both front tires. There many things is my word. And coming out now and into the very technical part of the race then, and Joseph Air is got damage. He's got damage on the right hand side of the car, and also got CGS who's falling backwards. He's facing the wrong way. CGS is he got damage, but that is not going to help him, unfortunately. And oh goodness me, that was a McLaren going well off there, wasn't it? I think it was. No, it wasn't McLaren. There's only one McLaren in this race. That's I'm talking Porkies. And we're coming into turn 19 as well. Fast out race out for Brooksy. And what's happened there? And that's a Red Bull of Cosmo. We got a car darting in the pits there. That's Joseph. And that one completed. The gap is 9/10 to the second end. It's already a second already. Lovely shot from the nose cone here of Iron Knight. Ends. We're going up into the hill, up into turn 1 as well. Look at this. He's slipstream. Cosmo goes defensive. He goes on the inside. So Iron Knight goes on the outside. And Picasso's got a 3-second penalty. And Cassau and Joseph are both damaged then. And I thought there's a lot more debris than that then. But nope, we're all good then. Iron Knight is now in 9th position. And Cosmo in 10th position as we go through the S as well. Lovely shot here. That Ferrari is all over the back of Stars at the moment. And Stars then, who is maintained position at the moment, and this is it then. Here is the Mercedes, and there is the Mercedes, Williams, Red Bull, Haas and Kaz as well. The Haas team now, of course, they're the home team tonight, and so they want to get some good points on the board, don't they? And so good 17 down the hill as well. Jordan has gone wide then, so Irvine Iron Knight then is up alongside. He passes Hassel as well. Hassel then is finished then, and he's dropped down to 9th position then. And is he going to he hasn't got DRS just yet though, has he? But is he going defensive? Not quite. But Cosmo's having a look. He's having a look on the soft tyres. Not quite though, as he ran out of road there, going down into the hairpin. So the gap at the front is 7/10 to second end. Starburst has just got a bit overtaken now by Hammer Time, who's gone up 6 positions there. My goodness me, he is storming through the field. Hammer Time on the soft tyres. Jinner is on the medium tyres. Starburst is also on the medium tyres as well. So the soft runners of Hammer Time is absolutely flying. DRS has now been enabled then as we are coming through to complete the third lap now. So DRS is now available this lap. Here we go then. We've got Joseph and Cassau right to the back of the field. Cassau's gone to the hard tyres. Is those hard tyres going to get to the end of the race then? This track is not too bad on tyres, but I think that is going to be still a stretch for the hard tyres to get to the end from there, but we'll find out what happens then. Got Cosmo, who is trying to go up and under. Hassel has had a beautiful, has absolutely parked it lovely, but he's now on the outside for turn 2 then. Look at this, and Cosmo is through, and oh goodness me, is Hassel having a look there. Hassel, oh, he's damaged the car. He's gone too far into the back of the Red Bull, and Styles having a look on the outside. Oh, Styles has come to blows with the Mercedes as well, and Styles is going to drop behind Kaz. He has dropped behind Kaz, and Kaz is through, or is he? Because oh gosh, oh no, that is not good there, and he's gone straight into the wall. Kaz, oh my goodness me, and Kaz there on the oh goodness me, and oh dear, and I think that Styles there on one, oh dear, and that's a bit of a shame now for the Ferrari and the Haas car as well. It was getting a bit too Get a bit too close for comfort there, wasn't it? I think that maybe Styles should have backed out there potentially. Maybe. But unfortunately, they came 2-1. Don't go. It was a big smash there. Serious Russian saying that the hard tires may have been as a mistake there. Of course, we've seen it. Didn't we see Curly Red go onto the hard tires in silver? Unfortunately, that didn't do him too well, did it? Unfortunately, we've got a virtual safety car on there for that collision at the top of the hill. The Ferrari is just being moved out of the way. We are back racing now here in the United States, and let's see what we can do then. So we've got a bit of a good old field spread at the moment. Even with 15, it's a great show. I gotta say, I was kind of hoping I wouldn't sweat tonight, but that's a complete joke because I'm already saturated on the back. Coming through to complete a lap 3 or 4. I don't even know what lap I'm on, but we'll keep with it. Even with that, we've got yellow flags there. It is Stars just trying to recover. He scored points last time out, didn't he, Stars? So can he keep going then? We'll find out as we'll find out now. And yes, Serious Merchant said yes, he did it. Serious Merchant also did the hard tires well, and he says that they were rubbish then. So Serious Merchant now has given his review on the hard tires, and he would send them back then within the 30-day guarantee, unfortunately, for the hard tires. Picasso coming over the brow of the hill. Still, we got Brooksy leading the Grand Prix at the moment from New Mad Bros. A second at the moment. There's flirting between a second and 9/10 of a second. Gina on the hard tires doing a great job, but now has hammer time for company. Down the back straight then, but I think that he has got a good run. He's got a good run there, hasn't he? So I don't think Hammer Time's he's too far back. Starburst has also got quite a nice distance between himself and Picasso. Picasso is going to be more concerned about the Ferrari behind him, and the soft runners are absolutely flying at this stage of proceedings then. Locking up the inside front tyre there from the Ferrari. We're on board with many things, and many things are on a great start to the Grand Prix, and look at that, locking up the inside front tyre down the back straight, and now locking up the left tyre as well. My word, he is not treating those tires with very much TLC. Here's a good grief from many things. Really much stamping on the pedal now and going into turn 20. Sergio said, "I'll let you concentrate now." Sorry. Oh, don't worry about that, my good man. There, I'm not concentrating at all. I don't think I ever concentrate doing this. As you've probably seen in the past. Yellow flag to Styles. Styles is off, I think now. Yes, he is off. I hope you haven't damaged the car. Oh my word, I'm coughing. Hammer time. I'm on the wrong car. Oh my gosh, yeah. And they almost came to blows. They did come to blows there. And yes, Gino has had to take evasive action there. And now we got Starburst there, who's just coming back. It says Gino come back on track in front of Starburst there. Hammer time and Gino there. Unfortunately, 2-1 does not go. So it's not like the Spice Girls song when 2 becomes 1, because that's not going to be appropriate here in the track in America. We got a problem for Hammer time. He's dropping down the order. Hammer time has got some issues there. Oh goodness me, he's hanging it on the inside. Then it's out damage for the Red Bull. That Ferrari's getting a bit squirrely on the old rear as well. Look at this though, it's Hammer time then. I think he might have been oh, and look at this, and now then it's a Hammer time, and Gino then again very close for comfort as well. Look at this as we're going down the hill. I think that I think Hammer time was letting Gino back through then. Sorry, I was a bit slow on that one, wasn't I? Goodness gracious me. But oh goodness me. Oh gosh. Oh, Starburst on the inside as well. He's not shy, is he? And is he gonna Starburst, not Starburst. Oh gosh, and I think, oh my word, there, this is getting a bit fruitful. Stars is out of the Grand Prix. Oh gosh, there, and going into the Verstappen. In the Verstopper area of the circuit there, but luckily Starburst did pull out now. But my word, then we've got a bit of a Q4 and beyond here, haven't we? Goodness me! And come through then, come through to complete another lap. Then Brooksy is now struggling to keep in front of you, Mad Bro. Now look at all the DRS train. Then we're down to 13 cars then on lap 6 of the United States Grand Prix. As unfortunately there is Styles' car, which Haas decides to release him back on the circuit. And without Styles in the car, we got Ferrari then, who's gone well off the circuit. Then it is many things that who's misjudged his braking points turn 1, unfortunately. So 2 retirements already. It was Stars and Cars that have come to blows there. Starburst has got a 3-second penalty. We have 5 drivers with penalties at the moment, and the penalties are a crucial part of this race. Crucial part of the race. So Troy, the silver world champion, is saying you have to respect that from Hammer Time. Said, yeah, I think he did a very good. I was a bit slow there. I apologise, guys. I didn't realise what Hammer Time was doing because I didn't realise that Jenner had dropped back. I didn't realise that Jenner was in the facility there. But there you go. So Serious Russian apologises for let me concentrate. I think that it was... God, I never concentrate there. I don't even know what's going on. I can't even tell my hair from my elbow sometimes. Hassel then is 3-second penalty then for the Mercedes driver as well. Hammer time then is on the back straight. What? Oh, goodness me. And, Jordan's off. And Iron Knight is fighting with it. There's a safety car as well. As I was seeing to where the Mercedes was then, but the Jordan is out of the Grand Prix. And that is a shame now. And we've now got a safety car in this Grand Prix then. So there's a safety car. And the drivers now, what are they going to do then? They're going to come in the pits then. Jordan, there's a safety car. This time he's allowed on the circuit. He wasn't in qualifying. He's fine for this race. And there's Brooksy in the pits. He is in the pits then. And so is you mad bros. Right, you've got to be careful in coming in that pit then, because unfortunately a lot of drivers, including me, have been into the ALR Cobalt barrier then. It's going to come in the pits then. He is coming in the pits then. And there we go then. Hammer time then is slowing right down here. And I was wondering why, but he has got the Red Bull, his teammates behind him. Everyone is in the pits then. So yes, everyone is in the pits. Cosmo in the pits as well then. So everyone is in the pits. Brooksy is out of the pit, still leads it. He's on the hard tires. Brooksy is mad, bro. It's on the soft now. This is interesting. Look, the mechanic's going to work. Then Iron Knight is having to change the nose cone on that Williams head before going out. Then what is going on, guys? There from Serious Russia. There is like, yeah. So there's a safety car. We're down to 12 cars in this race. Then as we're almost there for everyone scoring a point then in this Grand Prix. Look, there's Casso. He's going to be very happy in this race then, because he is back in this one now, isn't he? He's back in this one now, isn't he, Cassalis? So he is back on the level playing field. ZGS out the pits well. Joseph and Cosmo. Joseph was also involved in some shenanigans on the opening couple of laps. So Bert Mylander is out on track at the moment. Brooksy is on the hard tires. Soft tires for you, man, bro. Jinner also on softs as well. Hard tires then for Picasso. Many things. Soft tires for Hammer Time. Hard tires for Starbust, Casal, Iron Knight, ZGS, Joseph, and Cosmo. No one on the medium tires, so that is interesting. You mad bro is going to fly away. Brooksy will regret that. In terms of going on the hard tires, said yes. So we was talking about the hard tire choice, wasn't we? Just before the safety car came out there, Curly Red and Serious Mushroom both had the hard tires. They were both quite slow. It's a different day though, isn't it? Remember, it's very gloomy in Silver. Does that make a difference? Does it make a difference to the track? It's going to be hotter today. I have no earthly idea. But that is the only difference between today and Tuesday. No, wait, Monday, because of the weather conditions there, but we'll find out now as this race carries on. Then half time is 1-1 between West Ham and West Brom. I don't know why these notifications come. I think it's because I'm on my 4G now on my phone. There we go. So I think that my Wi-Fi blocks stuff like football and stuff. Maybe I'm a bit too much of a football hooligan then. Perhaps then they don't have to pit again though. Troy is saying in terms of those hard tire runners there. So this is going to be an interesting factor as well. It's very interesting to see Serious Motion then third in the World Championship last season, a veteran of ALR Silver. He has never missed a Grand Prix in ALR Silver before, and Troy, the latest champion of Silver then, and really taken 2 different points then of to how to run this race then. I love it though, so keep it coming in, guys. I love this kind of stuff. ZJS is in the pits and let's see what he can do then. What is ZJS going to do then? There the Alfa Romeo mechanics coming out in the pits then, and they are primed and ready to go. What tires did it go on? It's the medium tires are for the Alfa Romeo team. There they are. They're throwing on the yellow mark tires, and he comes out now then. So ZJS has gone to the medium tires. I was expecting more medium runners when they originally came into the pits, but ZJS is now back out now. 12 cars remaining in this session at the moment. On board with Brooksy, 20 laps to go in this race, and we're only even at half distance. So we've got a completely different run the mill now. The soft runners of You Mad Bro, I think, and Hammer Time is going to have to pit again no matter what, because to satisfy the rules in Formula One, you must have used 2 types of compounded tires, whether that's a soft, medium, soft, hard, medium, hard, soft, medium, whatever kind of tire. As long as it's 2 different tires, that is how that is the rules of the game here in Formula One these days, isn't it? So that is what those drivers must do. whilst Brooksy has already satisfied the rules. He's gone from the soft to the hard tyre, so he is going to be fine and dandy now, isn't he, for the rest of the race. But of course, another safety car, another virtual safety car. We'll find out how that plays out. Remember Emerson in gold back on Sunday. He rolled the dice when there was a virtual safety car. He came in the pits. P stayed out, and P did say that he would have come to the pits if he was at the right place. However, that potentially won the Grand Prix, didn't it, for P said. Of course, that was his 4th Grand Prix win of ALR. Yes, so potentially we'll keep an eye on that one as well. Virtual safety car, of course, when you have to adhere to the Delta on your dashboard, of course, on your LDC screen, LED screen, LCD screen. Goodness me, I think that's a TV brand, isn't it? Goodness me, I got to say, it's absolutely appalling because we ain't sponsored by LDC, so I should be saying them, and I've said them again. That's not good, is it? Right. So what is good at the moment is that Brooksy is look at that there. Brooksy there is like is a very quick computer scientist specialist kind of guy, isn't he? As he is having to change the settings on this AlphaTauri, isn't he? He is changing the car to launch away now. He is on the hard tires. He knows you mad bro is going to be quicker on those soft tires, but it's about the pace relative to you mad bro, because you mad bro's got to come in the pits there, and the pit stop time is usually approximately between 20 to 25 seconds ish. So we're keeping on that one. And of course, Brooksy's teammate Ginner is on the soft tires as well there. So this could be a tactic for the AlphaTauri team as well. As Troy's just mentioned that, and I should have read that earlier, so apologies, Troy. Now we're coming down into it. Look left, there's the car, there's the car. And oh goodness me, and Umabro takes the lead, but Brooks is back on the inside. He's running my wide, but Umabro takes the lead there straight from the get-go. And of course, we was expecting that because of the hard tires. Are going to take a little while to fire up then, aren't they? I wonder if Brooks is going to ease off the throttle down the back straight and let his teammate through potentially. Then we'll find out now. Then, of course, the AlphaTauri team then, who of course, I think they're second in the Constructors' Championship, if I'm not very much mistaken. Hammer time has got past Picasso as well, and now up into a full position. And many things there is all over the back of Picasso, and many things having a strong performance in this second Ferrari at the moment. You man bro's got a second advance already. Then DRS is not available yet. It's down the inside. You many things is. Oh, we got a Renault car up the inside of Picasso as well. And Brooksy there is Ginner's got past Brooksy going down the back straight. Now then is the AlphaTauri, just as Troy said that, playing a bit of games on the strategy front here. Look at this, and we got cars galore all over the show, haven't we? Down there. Oh, there's a locker for many things. Many things is going to the corner. Starburst has it, and now Casal is all over the back of him, isn't he? And look at this, and so many things has done the job. Oh, Picasso having to steer out the slide there, and he's going to lose a bit. Oh my gosh, it's Casal. It's gone wide. He is trying to turn in there, but Iron Knight's nose cone was very much in the facility there, and I've got a cramp in my chest. Ow. We got to Casal now, who is in 8th position, and Iron Knight in 9th position. We got 2 tenths of a second to separate the 2 cars at the moment, and 2 seconds already in the front there. My word there. And I gotta say then that is some pretty steaming hot pace there, is it, from the championship leader? Very good indeed. Then we're coming up the hill then, now we've got another soft car all over the back of Brooksy as well. And so Brooksy is going to have to play the long game around here, isn't he? Because look, there he is then. Brooksy, we know, doesn't need to stop again. And so we're on board now. Hammer time at the moment. There is all over the back of the AlphaTauri driver then. This is hammer time as well then. So this is opportunity that he's going to have DRS, not this lap, the next lap. But I don't think he will need DRS X. He's just going to have to purchase the traction off of turn at 10 as well. Minifig's got a 3-second penalty. We'll look at the penalties in just a jiffy. Gap of the front is almost 3 seconds there. You mad bro's just taken off, hasn't he, like a scolded cat. He is flying down that back straight. He's flying on this circuit at the moment. And now we've got hammer time then. He has been very unlucky so far in this World Championship. He's now all over the back of Brooksy then. Brooksy, the pole sitter, he's had 3 pole positions. He's got the most pole positions in Cobalt history, but hammer time's not concerned by that. He's out the inside, track position, and Picasso is out the inside, passes the Ferrari of many things. He is through. As many things is hanging out on the outside there, but Picasso has got the job done there for the Mercedes, and away he goes then. Good stuff indeed. Good stuff indeed there for Picasso then. So now then, can Picasso use that can he use that space then? But he's all sliding around all over the show, isn't he? Those hard tires are struggling then. I wonder if the hard tires then and look at that Ferrari, goodness me, well off the circuit there. Casal, I thought it was going straight off into the barrier as well. Goodness me, I think there are many things there. Was right into the what's next to Texas? Hang on, here goes my poor American geography here. Washington. No, that's completely the other side, isn't it? No, Philadelphia. No, that's a no. Wait, that's a I think that's some kind of food, isn't it? Oh, yes, where you dip your breadsticks in, isn't it? Oh, that's lovely. That's a taste of heaven, isn't it? As the advert used to say. And this is a heavenly shot as well. I love this shot from the helicam. We got Picasso at the moment now, who's leading this train of cars. There's a 5-second deficit between Picasso and Brooksy. So this is absolutely what you mad bro, Jinner and Hammer Time once said. They're putting in qualifying laps now, aren't they? So they want to build up a time here to get back out on the circuit once they've made their second stop and gone on to the medium tires, and which I presume that's what they're going to do. I think that's the strategy what they're going to do. So it's going to be a lot of qualifying laps there. Hammer Time is quick. It's very quick indeed, because it's all over the back of Jer as well. Many things is up the inside. They're lunging. And yes, good. How he stopped the car. That's Ricardo S there from the Ferrari driver. Maybe a lot of people would argue that Ricardo probably should be in that Ferrari, potentially, but of course we do have Sainz and Leclerc, which I think is a great combination anyway. Oh, and Picasso's gone wide. We got Starburst is also in as well, and he's on the outside, but Picasso's on the inside, and I think that Many Things has got to jump down. I say, oh goodness me, that's going to be free abreast, and it is free abreast, and Many Things has done it. Starburst is also through as well. Starbust is also through as well, but Picasso is not giving that one up, is he? At the inside, taking the position. Oh, he's gone a bit too heavy on the accelerator, and he's dropping down, and now it's Casa as well. Goodness me, that he is being overtaken left, right, and centre. That allotment, oh, that Renault's up the inside, taking Many Things out. Picasso's up the inside as well. Picasso's got a penalty there for cutting the turn one there. Oh my word there. Oh goodness me, this is not going to end well. Where are they? Oh gosh, how do they get through that turn? That's beyond amazing there. Brilliant stuff indeed. But Picasso's gone wide, and he's lost momentum, and he's dropped down the order. And the Mercedes is down to position there. Iron Knights is all over the back as well. There's no respite for the Mercedes driver, is there? Oh my word there. Absolutely incredible there for the drivers out there. Fantastic stuff. So on board, yellow flag then. One of the Red Bulls has had issues. That's Cosmo, who's off the circuit. Luckily, he's got no damage there. Serious motion. What did you man bro start? I'm sure he started on the soft tyres there. So he's now got to take another stop there. I think that Jinner and Hammer Time also started on the soft tyres as well. So both those drivers, all three of the soft runners have to come to the pits again then and go into the medium tyres, I would say, until the end of the Grand Prix. I think anyway, unless someone tells us differently, because I probably wasn't paying attention there. We got Iron Knight then, and look at this queue of cars there from Many Things. Starbust, Casal, Picasso, Iron Knight, and Joseph there, all Lionel Stern at the moment. This is magnificent. I'm loving this. There's the Ferrari, and look at them flying through turn 18. Magnificent screen in there. Oh, love that. Coming into 19 and now into 20 then. Gap at the front is now 5.3 seconds there, and you mad bro is pulling away. Hand over fist. This is Brooksy's only about 6 seconds back though, so you mad bro's got a lot more time to make up then. And yellow flags as Cosmo's having a nightmare, and look at this, there's not Many Things is up the inside there, but Starbust has got the position there, and now this is what Starbust wants. He's got some clear out. Look at the gap, it's 9 seconds though, and I don't think the front runners wanted that. And Cosmo is in the pit, so he's got a 5-second penalty as well to his name now. So Jinner's got a penalty as well. That is not good, is it? So oh goodness me, and we're coming through the S, and look at these cars, and Lionel Stern and Picasso trying to find his momentum now, and Jinner is through, is he? No, he isn't there. He's back past. No, it's Hammer Time that's gone. Now we're under the rear wing there. Look at this, and he's side by side there with the AlphaTauri. He passes the AlphaTauri. Cosmo out of the Grand Prix, and Hammer Time up into second position. Magnificent performance there from Hammer Time, and good stuff. 11 cars remain, and yellow flag in one is Cosmo's car. It's just coming back out, it's venturing back out on the circuit there. Many Things is back past Starburst there, but Starburst there, very cool as a cucumber there, and it stays in front of the Ferrari. And now we've got Picasso, who's trying to go on the inside as well. Goodness me, it's not about quantity tonight, it's about quality. Fantastic. 11 cars remain. We're on lap 13 then, and look at this, he's pushing him out of turn 17 through the high speed turn 18 as well. Look at these cars. Yellow flag in 1 and 2. I think it's still Cosmo's car. It is Cosmo's car. I think the ZGS is out of it. No, energy mad bro, sorry. ZGS there is actually there he is. He's in the background there, and he is now a second away. He's on the medium tires, CGS is said, and he's going to be nursing those tires. Is he going to be able to get him to the end from there? I am not too sure. Going back to the front part of the queue, many things is now under the caution, isn't he? Because Kalsa is up the inside. Oh my word, that many things have to steer up that, and he's gone back. Oh gosh, no, goodness me. Oh my word, that. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely mesmerizing stuff there. Fantastic. As Kalsa is now in sixth position, or Kalsa is now in sixth position. Many things dropping down the order now in seventh position now. As it's a bit like Picasso, wasn't it? A couple of laps ago, where when you get overtaken once, it's just a never-ending downward spiral, isn't it? Because they're so close together. That's the problem when you're on a bit of a DRS train, isn't it? But Starbust is trying to break out of that DRS train now. Look, there he is. Kalsa is still in the DRS zone, isn't he? And now we've got many things that I gotta say, he is absolutely brilliant on the old brake pedal, isn't he? And now we're on board with him now. Is he got a brake going down? Oh, he's a bit too far back. My word, I was expecting him to give a good old dive down the inside there. Not the case. Brooksy, there's a problem with Jinner. Jinner's struggling for pace there. Has he just recovered from something? We're on board Jinner now. And is there some major problems there? Oh, goodness me. He is still carrying on. No, he's in the pits there. There's a problem for the AlphaTauri car. Oh, dear. But he might be able to go into the medium tires in the race from here. I think he will. And they're coming out to the front turn as well. Serious Run saying 11 left, and they're kicking lumps out of each other. They are indeed. Joseph is in the pits as well, so Joseph is going for a strategy change here, isn't he? So this is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? So I think that Jinner has changed strategy. That he's gone from the soft to the medium tires, and oh my word, Picasso on the inside of many things there, and how these guys haven't crashed going through turn here. This turn here is absolutely beyond me. It's been absolutely fantastic. Let's look at this, going left, right there. Look at that. That's a beautiful sight, isn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed. That. Not sure about the Ferris wheel though, because I got a big old phobia of Ferris wheels because I don't like heights. We're now into the final part. Yes, so Jinner is gone on from the soft to the medium tires now. That should get him to the end of the race. Joseph has changed his strategy. He was on the hard tire. He should have gotten to the end of the race, I think, there or thereabouts, but maybe not as quickly as he would like. However, he has gone to the medium tires now, and that is a better race tire, isn't it, judging from the races we've seen? Of course, we've had ZGS going to the medium tires under the safety car. Is he going to be able to get to the end then? And look at the slipstream now, once again, coming down this back straight. Look at these cars here! And in the moment, Iron Knight, and it's just a bit too far back in the moment. I gotta say, many things is tires. It's going to be like 50 pence pieces by the end of this. Oh, he's gone to the back when Picasso has Iron Knights has been no Iron Knights, many things been barged out of the way. Is he going to have a look on the inside? Not quite in, so Iron Knights is going to go on the outside, but there's no dice there for turn 17. Is he going to go on the fence there into turn 18 there in the background with Jinner then? So Jinner's about 4 seconds away then. Hammer Time is in the pits, so is Umad Bro as well after 8 laps then. So Umad Bro is going to the medium tires, so is that Hammer Time as well then. So now then, where is Hammer Time going to be out relative to Brooksy then? So that is it, and so the pit stops have been complete then, and they've got out. Umad Bro crucially has got out in front of this queue of cars. Hammer Time has not. That is what Umad Bro needs to do. He has done it, and that is exactly what he needs to do then, because that is a crucial part of this race then. Hammer Time is going to lose an abundant amount of time trying to get through these cars that are just battling. They're racing their own race, of course, so they are not going to let some driver come through, are they, who is on a different strategy, because that is not what it's all about, is it? And on board then Vara Knight in the back of this queue at the moment there, isn't he? Look, Hammer Time all over the back already, isn't he? Umad Bro is about 9 seconds away from Brooksy then with oh goodness me, and look at Hammer Time siren. He's gone past 2. Hammer Time has that, goodness me, and he's somehow slowed it down there. He's gone the power, and he has done it there. And Iron Knight there at a poor exit, he's dropped down into 8th position there. Hammer Time has done what he needed to there. Up the inside there is Kalsa. He's up the inside, he's fighting this. He's done a couple more laps more. Then Starburst trying to get to the front of this field. However, the problem is that when he does get in the front field there, the DRS is keeping everyone in range there, and he just can't get in. He just can't stay in front. Hammer Time there is, I gotta say, he's taken 2 cars already there. Fantastic overtake down just before the back straight. Magnificent stuff indeed there. Serious Russian says Umad Bro is going to be quick now, isn't he? ZGS then is currently in 9th position moment. He hasn't made much headway on those medium tires, has he? ZGS hasn't. So maybe he's just struggling with the car handling around here. Hammer Time up into 5th position there. 6th position is Picasso now up the inside, and job's good. And then so look at this, and Hammer Time then flying through. Then ZGS has just got passed now by Jinner as well, but ZGS currently still is on course there for points, and that is crucial in Alfa Romeo and ZGS's campaign here in ALR. So of course you want to be staying in this one, don't you, to the very end. Lap 17 out of 28, and the gap is down to 8.0 seconds. It's now down to 7.8 seconds. The gap has come down hand over fist on the first sector. The second sector shouldn't be too bad. It is more of a big old long straight, isn't it? And then it's the final sector as well. Hammer Time there, very much car over rotating slightly, and Hamilton's best performance in ALR was back in Singapore, where he got second position there. Today then, can he match that second position or go one better and get the Grand Prix win perhaps? And it's a big ask from here, but anything can happen in Grand Prix racing. It usually does, as the great Murray Walker used to say. I remember he also used to say, if spells backwards, it's F1. And look at Hammer Time up the inside. He passes Starbus dropping down to 5th position there, and unfortunately Starbus having of course, he hasn't got the pace at the moment, has he, around this circuit? Unfortunately, the man who's 4th in the World Championship. But of course, this is still some major points for himself and the Renault team as well. He needs a second lap. It could be closer. That is Cirrus Russia there's prediction down the, I would say, going to say down the pit lane now, in the comments there. So yeah, Cirrus Russia now giving me the maths, give me the numbers. That's what we need, isn't it? The numbers and the maths. It is 7.1 seconds to go for the moment. So Cirrus Russia, we reckon it's going to be so close going into turn 1. Oh, goodness me. That's oh wow, and Hammer Time there. Oh gosh, there, of course, that maneuver there is really put him on the back foot now. Many things at Iron Knight. Oh my gosh, they're going through side by side. Starbus had to back out of it there, and my word there, my backside was clenched, and I'm sure I think that both those stars were as well. Oh my goodness me, that was quite a hair and scare moment, wasn't it? Gap is down to 6.6 seconds now. Oh goodness me, the gap is flying down. The first sector is absolutely monstrous from Umad Bros. That Umad Bro going for his 3rd Grand Prix win of his career. He is indeed here tonight to extend us in the World Championship once again now. Hammer Time now, of course, there is aiming to claw himself up the championship. I think Hammer Time is down at 8th or 9th, if I'm not very much mistaken. He's up in the 3rd in this Grand Prix. I apologise, Hammer Time's 5th at the moment, but he's now up in the 3rd in the Grand Prix, and he's got no penalties either, whilst the Gaggle cars behind us do have penalties. I gotta say, many things. It's fantastic. Oh no, Iron Knight is around. He's around, and he's spun it there. I don't think there's contact there. I think that he just lost the car. Iron Knight did. I did that last night as well, but I'm nowhere near the caliber driver that Iron Knight is. I think that I was kind of just given the short straw. I was just kind of told to go into bronze, wasn't I? So I think I probably should be in a league of my own, really. I don't mean that in a good way, I mean that in a bad way. As Picasso in many things got a 3-second penalty, but many things is so good on that brake pedal, isn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed there. Iron Knight unfortunately loses it down into the traction zone as well. We can search Russian Brooks's radio Jinner. We need a safety car. So oh goodness me, then is I think there's shades of Nelson Piquet Jr. Starting to Jinner's had some issues again. He's got a damaged wing now. He's on the soft tires now to the end of the race. Jinner is oh dear. Jinner is just having a wretched run of bad luck in his AlphaTauri career so far, isn't he? Remember, he was on the front row in Russia. He was looking quite a quick customer. Unfortunately tonight though, he is down in last position. He's on the soft tires, so let's see how it goes. Hamilton's got a 3-second penalty, hasn't he, for his troubles as well at the moment. Is that going to cost him? It will at the moment, but the drives behind him are on the hard tires and he is on the medium tires, and I think Hamilton might be in no man's land now for the majority of the race, and depending on how, but of course that's again, and that's a very big if then, because that is if it's a standard race set, judging on the tire performance, and of course no additional factors in this race, whether it might be a safety car, virtual safety car, or any late strategical calls. And so we'll keep an eye on this one. Brooksy leads by 5 seconds now from Umad Bro in second. Hammer Time is in third position there. 4th is Kalsa, great drive from the McLaren driver. 5th position is Starburst. We're just watching Starburst and Picasso in 5th and 6th. Many things has been the star of the show today for me. He's fantastic on that break and down the back straight. Magnificent stuff. 8th position is CGS there, keeping it calm in 8th at the moment there. Iron Knight in 9th position, just in him half spin. Joseph is right underneath the rear wing of Iron Knight. Joseph is 10th in the World Championship. He's 10th on the road. He is 3rd in the World Championship at the moment there. And Umad Bro, this is absolutely perfect for Umad Bro in terms of extending in the World Championship as well. And this is putting him in fine Vettel for Mexico. Mexico and Brazil then in a week and 2 time respectively. Then of course we have only got 3 more races to go after this race. We head over to Mexico next week, don't we? And then we go down into Brazil before finish of the season in Abu Dhabi as well. Of course, not the most exciting track in the world, is it? But the spectacle around there is absolutely magnificent. Is there? Of course, the scenery is second to that. On board, Joseph he's coming through the S as well. Arnold's got a penalty to his for his name as well. We have got Starbus, who has now got a queue of cars behind him then of Many Things and Picasso. Many Things is quick under braking. I'm loving watching him under braking. Magnificent stuff, man. Out of the turn 10, I think it is. And now down the back straight, and look at this, and now slipstream once again. And there is Calsa, then he has now got out of the DRS zone of a Starbus, then down into the heavy braking point. Then no change of position just yet. Then for the first time, well, then Many Things there was not challenging or defending position, was he done? My word. And coming down the back straight, Joseph having a look, and car 22 in the racing point. This is the last time we're going to see a racing point in an ALR Grand Prix in United States then, of course, and so make the most of this. And the same with Starbus in the Renault as well, as the cars are now going to be rebranded to the Alpine and the Aston Martin colour cars for next season. And of course, they're 2 very prettily developed cars as well, aren't they? Gap is down to 3.6 seconds of the gap. As Many Things there has gone right off the circuit there. Goodness me, I think he needed a GPS there as he went so wide. As Picasso then is 2/10 of a second back. Iron Knight then is very much right underneath the rear wing of ZGS, and there's Joseph, who is also very much coming to the par as well. ZGS is going to have to defend, but Iron Knight is flying. Is he through? He's on a lunge on the inside, but ZGS at the turn 1 is just really, and that is just basically, it's so wide there, it's inviting the drivers in to have a go, ain't they, into turn 1. But now then the S is out. There's not really a room for overtaking this unless the driver comes a cropper or goes off the circuit. Look at the understeer on this racing point. That's absolutely incredible, isn't it? That is really extreme, isn't it? And that's probably why we want looking forward to the 2022 cars, where we won't have been that much in terms of the dirty air coming out of the back of the car. The bad air, goodness me. The dirty air coming out of the back of the car. Picasso is down the back straight once again, and look at this. And he's slipstream Starburst, and once again, no, he is not going for lunch just yet, and I think he's just buying this time. He cannot buy this time too much, though, because Iron Knight has been freed now, and I think it's Joseph who they might need to be more concerned on the medium tires. So the medium tires will get to the end of the race there, and he's going to be quite quick towards the end of this one now. So I think it's going to be Joseph, and Jenner is a bit out in no man's land. It's on those soft tires. I don't think he's going to be. In the battle for the major points. Then later on with 6 laps to go. I say later on, it's only 6 laps to go in this race, and this race is flying by. 2.3 seconds. The gap is still coming down then, as you mad bro is really hunting Brooksy down, isn't he? Goodness gracious me, then. I gotta say, Brooksy is going to be very much under the cosh now, is he, to the end of the race, and this is going to be an exciting end to the Grand Prix here in Texas. Coming up the hill once again then. Brooksy is still in the race, and he's done 15 laps on those hard tires now, hasn't he? You mad bro has done 6 laps on the medium tires. Same with Hammer Time as well, but Hammer Time actually said that he's in no man's land at the moment. Let's take a look at the penalties, and the penalties and 3 seconds for Hammer Time and Calsa, and for Starburst as well. Picasso's on 6 seconds then, so Picasso gets past Starburst. He has to disappear down the road by 3 seconds or more. We've got Many Things. He's done 12 seconds of penalties. That might drop him down to near the bottom end of the points there. But having said that, then Iron Knight is currently alongside him. Joseph is 7/10 of a second back from Iron Knight. He's also got a 3-second penalty. ZGS got a 3-second penalty. Jinner's got a 6-second penalty then. And now coming down the back straight once again, and below the motor, it's no dice set. So I was saying, I should not have mentioned the penalties. Sorry, Iron Knights as well. I thought I would have learned by now. Then don't worry, my good man. I always give the drivers a drinks. I think the judge was just too far back there, wasn't he? But I think that the gap was there, wasn't it? It was very inviting there from Iron Knight. There, a bit of a tease there, wasn't it, from Iron Knight and the Williams? But Joseph almost took the bait there, going down the back straight, but of course at the moment I think that he will have the tire performance there. Picasso's got another penalty. That's going to be 9 seconds. That's going to be crucial now for Picasso. Cosmo has left the session, unfortunately, out of the Grand Prix retirement so far, and Kaz and Sols had a big smash, didn't they, on the opening couple of laps? So it looked a bit nasty, that one did at the top of the hill. We got Jordan Hassel out of the race as well then, but he had a great qualifying. Unfortunately the race wasn't as fruitful, is it? But still, good performance there from Jordan today in his second Grand Prix in ALR. We've also got Cosmo out of the race as well. ZGS there is just been overtaken. He's down into 11th position now, the ZGS in the Alfa Romeo. And so he is going to be in 11th position. That's going to be quite a lonely race now from here on in for ZGS there. He's on very old medium tyres now, 14 laps on the medium tyres for ZGS. And yes, I think he needs a safety car or something like that there just to maybe pique his interest again. But I think the ZGS he's going to need something untoward there to perhaps get some points there, unfortunately, there for the Alfa Romeo drive. But hats off for him to still keep him going. Good stuff indeed there. Picasso is quite close to the back of Starburst. It's the closest he's been now for a few laps there. But Starburst there is trying to break the slipstream there. Trying to break the slipstream. He's going to go on the outside then. Picasso is Starburst has still got the inside. He's braking so much there on the outside. 5 lap younger tyres on those hard tyres on the Mercedes. He is up into 5th position. He's got to disappear up the road though by 6 seconds at the very least if he wants to stay in front of Starburst. At the moment though, so he's going to have to do a lot of qualifying laps. Honestly, Joseph is still behind Iron Knight at the moment, and I think he would have once have got by Iron Knight down that back straight. So that hasn't happened so far for Joseph. Brooksy is keeping that gap, to be honest. There, Serious Mesher has just commented. Yes, it's 1.6 seconds now. Then it's been flown around from 1.6 to 1.8 seconds every time I've looked up. Then so good stuff indeed there for Brooksy. He's doing an absolutely fantastic job, a fantastic job there, a magnificent job. Then I've just combined fantastic and magnificent there. Lap 24 out of 28 then on board with him with the nose cone of, oh goodness me, because I should have been more concerned about this battle, because here it is then, and this Starburst has got back past Picasso. That's not what Picasso wanted, is it? Oh, but Starburst has got a 3-second penalty. That is gonna really intrigue. That's really going to intrigue Picasso and many things as well. But many things does have double the amount of penalties as well. Joseph has also got penalties, hasn't he? So he's trying to overtake Iron Knight there. Great battling then up and down the field. A great stuff indeed then as we're going down the inside. Then he's down the inside. The Ferrari. Oh goodness me! And Picasso has gone from attack to defence. And goodness me there. And you're going to see a bit of Ferrari paintwork on the Mercedes on that side pod. And they're now having a drag race down the up and down straight here in Austin as well. Starburst is just in front now. He doesn't want to be involved in that. He's going to look behind there and see a red Ferrari locking up the outside tyre, the unloaded tyre there. The Ferrari is, my word there. That was the amount of energy there that he was really producing from the Ferrari. Joseph on the outside as well. This is a great bit of piece of racetrack, isn't it? Joseph on the outside, inside for the next corner. Lovely shot, lovely position. Job done. No, it's not a job done at all, because Iron Knight there is not a man to be. It's not a man to just lay down and accept his fate, is he? Oh, and he is now accelerated. Many things now got another penalty. I think that takes about to 15 as well. Iron Knight there. Look at this battling on a brilliant 17. 16 lap out tyres for the Iron Knight there. 8 lap out tyres there. 8 lap out medium tyres there for Joseph. Magnificent stuff. Hats off to both those drivers. That's really good battling indeed. That Iron Knight not giving up that one, is he? So that's absolutely magnificent. You mad bro is now 0.6 of a second away from Brooks. He's been hunting him down in the latter part of this race, hasn't he? Brooks, he went on the hard tyres out of the safety car. You mad bro pitted for soft tyres, did another stop then. He was about 10 seconds or so back from Brooksy, and now he has reeled the gap down now, and Brooksy's going to have to really start to think about defending there. Brooksy's going for his second Grand Prix win. You mad bro is going for his third Grand Prix win then. So yes, so these two are probably the early gladiators of Cobalt, along with Irvine and Joseph and Hammer Time. My goodness me, so much talent, isn't there? Ooh, and let me just compose myself a minute, as this has been an absolutely great race, hasn't it? I've really enjoyed this one. Fantastic, isn't it? I've said fantastic way too many times now. I need to find a new objective. But no, that's the wrong car. There it is, and here is Iron Knight. That is right underneath the tailpipe of Joseph. Joseph not being thwarted one iota there. I wonder if he's definitely looking in his mirror. He definitely seen that White Williams very up close and personal. Look at going into turn one then. As 3 laps to go then. You mad bro's got 3 attempts then now to overtake Brooksy, and he's got it down the back straight. He has also got it on the combination of the technical sector just after the back straight as well, as we got yellow flags then for as who's it for? I'm not sure. I think it might have been for the Aston Martin. That's not right, is it? The Alfa Romeo. It's been the Alfa Romeo. I'm a year in front of myself. So Brooksy will have a chance going down the back straight. He's all over the back of Brooksy already then through the first sector. So just watching Picasso, many things has got past Picasso and moved up into sixth position. I was watching him and it didn't trigger him for a bit. We've also got Iron Knight, who's not leaving Joseph alone, is it? Goodness me. He really wants that position back, doesn't he? Back on board, you mad bro, just looking at the wrong place there. There it is, that lovely Ferris wheel, but I'm not interested in that. Here it is, and you mad bro right underneath the gearbox then. He tucks back on the inside there. You mad bro, we interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? And of course, he likes to take his time, doesn't he? He has the advantage on those tyres, so he doesn't want to do he doesn't want a massive lunge, does he? Going down in the inside of Brooksy. So he's just going to take his time here. And look at this, we've got many things there. And in Picasso again, this is magnificent stuff, side by side, wheel to wheel action now. Picasso back on the inside, but many things is so good on that brake pedal. So Picasso's had to run him out wide there, and that's a job well done. Iron Knight there just too far back, going down into the back straight as well. I got to say that is that's the highlight of this race at the moment, down that back straight. Lovely shot. You look at you, mad bro. He's gaining. Brooksy is going back on the inside. Is you mad bro going to look? Not quite. And I felt that he was going to settle up the inside there. Not quite though. You mad bro has got the tyres, hasn't he? He's done 10 laps on these medium tyres compared to Brooksy, who's done almost 20 laps on those hard tyres. But look at how much pace he's got. 27 out 28. This has to be decided, and this has to be decided in the next 2 laps here in Kota. And it's going to be between one of these two drivers then. You mad bro, who's in the championship then. Another win then. That'll be his third Grand Prix win in 8 races then. That's just over a 50% rate, a 50% strike rate in ALR. Fantastic stuff from you mad bro. Straight stepped into ALR. He has been a special driver ever since then. Brooksy, who's had a bit of a more difficult time. I remember in Russia then when he had some technical gremlins there, and unfortunately we didn't see Brooksy have a fair chance of Russia. And going back then, we just seen many things there fighting with Picasso. We now got you mad bro on the outside, and but many things got freeze out policy. And once again, Brooksy's repelling the attack, isn't he? He's doing a magnificent job. He's got one more lap to do this, so hasn't he? And this is going to be a very sweaty time in the car for Brooksy. Brooksy's going for his second Grand Prix win. He won in Britain. He hasn't won since, so has he, Brooksy? Here's the first Grand Prix winner in ALR Cobalt history. Can he win his second Grand Prix here tonight then? ZGS has said a fast up and right, and that's a great lap there from ZGS. He's on the soft tires now from ZGS. He is unfortunately near the back, isn't he? Oh, you mad bro had an appalling exit, didn't he? Out of that final turn then, which means that Brooksy's got an advantage going up into turn 1. There's only one place left then for the championship leader. Valley's going down the back straight then. Let's see what he can do. He's all over the back as well, isn't he? Great stuff indeed. Then first Russian driver today for CGS for keeping going, and good stuff indeed. Then you mad bro doesn't have the urge to attack then. I'd say yes, that's a very good point indeed there from Troy. We're just on board now, and let's take a look then at telemetry. And he is exactly right. Look at that then. He is using up too much urgency. We've got the telemetry now down at the right hand part of the screen, and he's dropping down the hill. Then he's got 5/10 for a second. Got there. Look at Brooksy, and Brooksy's almost out as well. And we're on board now. Then he needs a good run out of this turn. Then, and it's been okay. I think it's been more than okay actually. Then now he's not in the slipstream, but he's in the DRS. He's quite far back. Now he's tucking into the slipstream as well. Brooksy's harvesting. He's going to go for it. He's on the outside then, and he's going on the outside. And Brooksy, it's your man Bruce going for his second penalty for going too far on the outside of the circuit. And Brooksy might have done this one. I think he's done this one, hasn't he? With just a couple of corners to go, he has done it as well. Brooksy's done a magnificent job here tonight, hasn't he? He's defended magnificently. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And your man Bruce side will cost him. I think it has cost him, hasn't it? He's also got that 3-second penalty as well. That was from Gordo. Absolutely magnificent stuff. This is the last 2 quarters now. And Brooksy is coming into the final turn now, and he's going to win his second Grand Prix in Cobalt. He is going to win the United States Grand Prix. What a performance there from Brooksy. Absolutely magnificent stuff. He wins the Grand Prix, his second Grand Prix win of his career in ALR as well. And that last 5 laps or so was absolutely a thing of beauty, wasn't it? And what a race set up and down the field as well. We had a great battle between you, Mad Bro, and Brooksy. We had a great battle between Picasso, Starburst, many things. Joseph is also in the battle as well, and now there's going to be a lot of penalties. I think Joseph might be able to get in front of a couple of drivers in front. Then Prince Joseph gets into 6th position, but Iron Knight drops up and gets up into 6th position there. So Iron Knight then a very cool drive then got himself some points. But Brooksy is on top of the world then. Brilliant stuff indeed, magnificent, absolutely great stuff. Absolutely very good stuff. Seriously saying great job indeed there. Percy has just said he's the best engineer in the world. He is the new Bono, is the fantastic stuff. Absolutely great stuff indeed then. We've got Gordon saying, oh yeah, definitely it's just an ideal world then. Yeah, I've got to say it's a lot easier when you're commentating up here then rather than when you're on down there then. Percy Brooksy wouldn't have won it if it wasn't for me telling him to box for the hard tyres. Of course, we was questioning that in the commentary box then, wasn't we, whether that was the right way to go because the hard tyres were appalling on Monday night, weren't they? But it was the right case here today, wasn't it? Because Brooksy won the Grand Prix. Magnificently impressive indeed there for Brooksy. His 2nd Grand Prix win of his career. Absolutely great stuff. Troy saying great battle between the top 2. And feel bad for CJS there for not getting a point then. Hammer Time there with his binoculars. I love that. Hammer Time with his binoculars there. Also getting driver of the day as well. He was very much on Hammer Time. Very good stuff indeed. AlphaTauri top of the podium there for once again then. Brilliant stuff indeed there. Look at that. And he lofts the trophy there. Brooksy does. Respect there to DGS as well. Yes, indeed. He unfortunately get a point there, but hats off to him there for throwing on the soft tyres and going for a quali lap towards the end. Hammer Time, you mad bro, 2nd today. Hammer Time in 3rd position as well. And I gotta say, those 3 drivers are are a very impressive drivers indeed then. And Hammer Time coming from 10th to 3rd today just showed that that soft tyre run at the beginning of the race there was absolutely magical, to say the least. Brilliant stuff there. Right then, let's take a look at the final classification chart for the United States Grand Prix. Brooksy's 2nd Grand Prix win of his career. Magnificent stuff indeed there. 2nd position was you mad bro. Good stuff indeed. Hammer Time driver today in 3rd position. He's just joined me in the gantry. 4th position is Casal. His best performance in his ALR career. Starbust in 5th position. 6th position is Iron Knight. 7th is Joseph. Picasso in 8th. Many things in 9th. That was a great ball. 10th position is Jinner. ZGS in 11th. He gets fast up. Retirements Cosmo, Hassel, Stars and Kaz all retired from the United States Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff indeed then. Thank you all for joining me in the gantry here tonight, guys. Let's start with Brooksy, shall we? Brooksy, that was your 2nd Grand Prix win today. Then your engineer Percy just said that he's